Hi everybody, it's me, the Hidden Object Guru. Hope you're having a good day. I know I am. Get that out of the way. Get my recorder ready to go. It got away from me a little. Boop.
It's stream time.
You know it. You got some Puppet Angel Queen of the Night. Awesome work.
Nice.
3, 2, 1, image reveal. There we go. Sorry, Gibson, you were slightly second. Hey, Puppet. That's what I've been doing.
Hello,
Just chaining lamps
Queen of the
together
Night.
over and over and over. That's how I roll. Or do I? I do. Hey, Flamey, what's up? Oh, he wants his logs. Well, I got stuff to deliver to people. Then we'll get you your logs. So am I going to upload an entire playthrough of Crowsy Grove to YouTube? Yeah, we're 100% going to do that. Presumably it will be in 200 parts.
Well, this game is huge.
It is gigantic. Jeremy Gruffle? Then yes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
raining
no.
for us too, Brian.
Oh, damn.
Oh, do you mean in
Look at the screen,
Cozy
sweetie.
Grove? Yes, I realized. Hey, Maddie.
Aww.
Oh, Maddie has a question. Shoot, Maddie, go for it.
We love questions. Or do we? We do.
Hello,
Yay!
Puppet
We get spirit lumber. You go, Arjun Bala. So right now we're looking for a snorkel so that our beloved stone skipper can go back to actually diving, which she loves the most. Aww. Patrice Furback, you're incredible. So remember how I had all of those huge money problems?
Yeah.
Turns out you can sell your quartz gemstones.
Oh.
Yep. Really
Whoops.
embarrassed that I didn't know that. Oh my god,
So
I've got
Maddie wants
so
to know,
much.
why does Japan always get the cool stuff and we don't?
That's a really good question.
'Cause
What
they're
stuff are you
better.
talking about?
You know, video games, TV, toys,
Ah, okay.
everything.
They
Fashion.
generally they have a better culture than we do. I would have to look into it. Just generally speaking, they have a more interesting culture than we do. And this isn't Orientalism saying that, well, things that I'm not familiar with are better than our things. Because I am familiar with Japanese culture, and it is better than ours. Again, we get Zootopia, they get Beastars,
Yeah.
and anyone watching the two of those things back to back would be like, why did you force me to watch Zootopia? That's 2 hours of my life I'm not getting back. I could have watched Beastars twice.
Yep.
So, like, that is an apples-to-apples comparison,
Is
and
it-
North America sucks.
Is it like a cultural or like a society like willing to embrace?
Hey, Pandam!
What's the word I'm looking for? Like
Aw.
to embrace like just
Hey, coffee.
like, oh no, we're telling a story about a bunch of people who can like fly and have rainbow powers now. Like, I'm just saying that randomly.
Obviously.
Like, we're going to tell you an insane story about this. No, you don't need an origin story. This is just the way the world works.
I would say that a lot of it is because the copyright laws are so different and so less powerful in Japan.
Huh,
People are constantly having to try new things.
that's interesting.
Yeah, whereas here, corporations own everything
Yeah.
popular, and they, ridiculously control it and only want to release that. And they
But
find themselves a template, and they're like, let's just use this template over and over and over again.
That is, I think that could be very much a part of it. But I think there's also a willingness to just embrace...
Damn, Maddie. Strike witches.
embrace... the fantastical
Yeah.
stories. That's the word I'm looking for.
That's
like
definitely
fantastical
part of
stories
it.
without needing to be. It was
Oh
all
my
a
God.
dream. Or
Look
you
at all
know,
those weeds.
Like, you don't need to explain the world you suddenly have presented people with.
I mean, you want to talk, and the crazy part is, it's largely like American video games do interesting things. Like, look at Mortal Kombat. That's 3 games in a row that have been genuinely great games that are also really interesting.
Yeah.
It's only the movies that suck.
Oh, God.
All right. So, what's up with Jeremy Gruffle?
So,
Hey, Jay, what's up?
And I don't know about this. Is it...
Aww.
Are corporations as involved with art in Japan as they are in
That's a really
North
good
America?
question that I would like to look into.
Yeah. Like, I realize corporations produce stuff, but are the people that are the heads of corporations... Like, some of the stories about some of the greatest Japanese creators I know are stories about, like, weird folk musicians that, like, are like, hey, let's do this now. And people actually listened. Like, is there a willingness in
Hey,
their
Desire, we're
corporations
doing
to
great. Thanks for dropping by,
realize that
Marissa,
an
David.
art director actually has to be an artist?
Yeah, probably. Wouldn't surprise me if that was part of it. Hey, Allison. All right, so any other quests we can do today?
I'm sorry you're upset, Coffee.
Captain
Hey,
wants a
Marissa.
burb. I think we've reached a point where Coffee is just upset to be upset.
Oh.
So, not really a lot you can do about that,
Well,
sadly.
we can still sympathize.
Oh, of course.
Gibson, we already have watched the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes, of course.
More than once.
It's delightful-ish.
Ish.
Adjacent. All right, I raised up a bird to adult
crime
and then
that
gave it
movie
to
is.
Captain Stout.
Valid.
Snout. All right, give me those
Hey,
coins,
Desire.
baby. That's terrible, Wesley.
I know, Wesley. That's why
I did desire your. That was an amazing trip you took.
Right?
Oh my god! I especially liked the Finnish museum. Wow. I wish I could have seen that cutaway tank in person.
But by that,
with
do you
all
mean
of
the
the,
last museum, or do you mean the museum in
Oh,
Finland?
God.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that cutaway tank they had, where all of the parts of the tank were laid out, and you can see every piece of the inner workings. Wow. Oh, that's insane, Maddie. But yeah, no, copyright is completely broken. No, like, you really have to... copyright situation is one of the most important, tech and entertainment issues.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first thing we have to deal with is getting rid of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Just, like, outlawing them completely.
Did you ever read that Spider Robinson short
Of
story
course.
about copyright? And he also has an editorial. Remember when he used to do the editorials for, I think it was the
Oh,
Globe
yeah.
and Mail? Huh. Spider Robinson, Maddie, Canadian writer, sci-fi writer.
Famous Canadian sci-fi
Yeah,
writer.
very famous. Has a lot of interesting stuff about copyright, and argues that, in a nutshell, copyright has gotten so bad in North America that in the future, copyright will be so bad there will be no new
Damn.
original content ever.
So wait.
Yeah.
Alright, so Fancy Green is worth 280. And a deluxe screen, which takes 10 of those. So it's really only an 800 profit if you bother making
But it
that.
becomes this problem of you already have major American corporations ripping off other things.
Oh, I know.
Wholesale, and not like, and no one sues over it because everybody's afraid they won't win, and it'll set a precedent.
Yeah.
Like, we were literally just talking about the movie Disturbia.
There's
Before this
literally somebody we're this weird situation where people are like, oh, we'll just remake Death and the Maiden.
Yeah.
And not
And you're
pay
like,
anybody and just
That's
keep
Death
our
and
head
the
down.
Maiden. You can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Disturbia famously actually did get sued, and they
But
lost.
that was literally only because they said in an interview and in the ads
It
that
was
it is
on the
just...
posters.
They literally
was
said,
Rear
this
Window.
is Rear Window.
This is Rear Window for a new age.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, I wouldn't trust George Lucas vis-a-vis what should and shouldn't be removed from existence. Like, he's one of these perfectionists who wants to erase any evidence that he didn't do something perfect, but
Yeah.
unfortunately that perfectionism laid him down an insane path, the end of which was, the excesses of the prequel trilogy.
I was going to say Indiana Jones 4.
Or Indiana Jones 4 is another perfect example.
The movie we refuse to admit exists.
Why wasn't admitting existed? You're the one who brought it up.
Have I ever told that story on the stream about Indiana Jones 4?
Oh yeah, about the accidental seeing it twice.
I go to see Indiana Jones 4. It sucked.
It's complete trash. No one should ever watch it.
We go to see another movie. Don't judge.
It wasn't us. It was you and Sean went to see Sex and the City 2.
That's why I was saying don't judge. No, it was Sex and the City 1. I
Whichever.
never saw Sex and the City 2.
Doesn't really matter.
Sex and the City 1. And the movie theater accidentally started playing. So you sit through 20 minutes of freaking trailers, started playing Indiana Jones 4 again.
Yeah.
And an entire audience went, okay, either there were women that were specifically there to see Sex and the City, the movie, and were pissed off, or people who had also already seen the Indiana Jones movie were like, sweet Jesus Christ, no, not again. We are not doing this again.
Quite reasonable. I did not know that, Wesley. That's amazing.
Sex and the City is a show that was on HBO.
It's true.
That then got a movie. It's fine. Brian, we are definitely aware of Margaret Atwood. She
was the worst.
Required reading for people with our respective degrees.
If you live in Canada, you can't be unfamiliar with Margaret Lawrence. Or Margaret Atwood.
Yes. Did I say
you
Margaret
can't get
Lawrence?
away from the... Did she? Yes, you said Margaret Lawrence.
Oh, I meant Margaret Atwood.
Oh.
Sorry. We were talking about The Handmaid's Tale. He was talking about how it's in its 4th season, and he's just like, meh. And I'm like, yeah, The Handmaid's Tale, like, fine, you wanted to do a limited series, but I don't see how it can be a continuing series without being bleak as F.
Well, I'm sure at some point they'll get to there being a revolution against Gilead. Yeah. But,
But, yeah.
I haven't read her sequel book. Presumably they may use that. Although they may not. They may just tell completely their own story.
I respect Margaret Atwood definitely a lot more than I respect Margaret Lawrence. I respect Margaret Atwood, but
totally.
I don't
I actually enjoy the writing in her books. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Which I think you're the same.
I have similar feelings towards the woman. Hey, buddy. My God, all of my burbs want such expensive food.
Going to see Endgame and they didn't play Endgame at the beginning? Yeah, I'd be...
That's pretty bad.
That's a freaking riot right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie wants to know why we should get rid of cryptocurrency.
Oh, because cryptocurrency wastes giant amounts of resources to accomplish nothing. Like, literally nothing is improved by the existence of cryptocurrency. It doesn't make anything better. And it wastes so much energy that this is fact. There is more energy being used right now to mine cryptocurrency than is being produced by all of the world's solar panels. Every single solar panel on Earth is producing less power than is being used to mine cryptocurrency. So they have essentially, cryptocurrency in 3 years has wiped out all of the accomplishments of how long have we been trying to get solar panels on things. So yeah, we need to get rid of cryptocurrency.
Horror King noticed that his gas got taken, so he's going for Tigger.
Nice.
And yes, I did finally just see that you said hello. We got
that is an enormous fish. Look at the size of that fish.
I have very definitive views on Margaret Atwood.
Yeah, she's the worst.
No.
Good writer.
Yeah.
Good writer, but just annoying to read.
Ugh.
Yes, Maddie. Wow, what works with mining cryptocurrency? And the idea is, basically there are these giant convoluted math problems, and so people take high-end CPUs and graphics cards, and they have them try to solve these math problems. And if you solve the math problem, you have a chance to win a new crypto, whatever that is, whether that is Bitcoin or Ethereum or Doge or whatever. And so, essentially, people are taking giant banks of graphics cards and giant banks of CPUs and motherboards and creating warehouses that are completely full of them and using entire small cities worth of electricity to do these math problems in order to, quote unquote, mine the cryptocurrency.
Poke.
I agree. And again, it accomplishes nothing because the cryptocurrency isn't worth anything. And you can say, oh, well, no currency is ever worth anything. It's only worth the full faith and credit of the country that issues it. To which I respond, yeah, but we live in countries and we vote for countries and whatnot. The cryptocurrency only has value because people are willing to invest the cryptocurrency.
Exactly, Brian. It's not quite a Ponzi scheme.
It's not exactly a Ponzi scheme, but it's not
close.
unlike
Yeah.
a Ponzi scheme either.
Oh, you're very welcome.
The entirety of cryptocurrency is horrifically immoral, and the whole thing should be outlawed.
And
No, I mean, the Ponzi scheme stuff is
uses
bad.
a ton of power.
That was my whole point, is what I was saying. But the bigger issue is the environmental effects of crypto mining are catastrophic. Like, it is bad for the whole planet that we're allowing crypto mining to continue. Yes, it was... What the hell is that?
So, what is that?
A jelly nose?
So, a Ponzi scheme, how do I explain a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi
Oh.
scheme...
Would you like me to?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the idea of a Ponzi scheme is you pretend to have something to invest in. So I'll explain it this way. I tell you, I have a gold mine, right? And I need $1,000 for mining equipment, and then I can start getting you money. And what I do is I take that $1,000 and I keep it, right? And I'm supposed to pay you $50 a month out of the gold mine profits. And so what I do is I go to two more people and I'm like, hey, Maddie just invested in my gold mine and I'm paying him $50 a month. So they each give me $1,000 and I start paying you your $50 a month out of their $2,000, right? But now I have $150 I need to pay people a month, and I still don't actually have a gold mine. So I get more and more people and say, okay, these guys are randomly getting, regularly $50 a month. Invest with me, right? And you can win that too, get that too. And so every new investor is paying the dividends that go to the old investors. And the problem is, it's a pyramid structure. So eventually, you have so many people you owe money to, you can't ever find enough new people to invest in it, and then the whole thing just collapses.
Yes, Maddie, it is a scam. That's exactly.
Oh, it is a
the point.
scam. Yeah, it's completely a scam.
That's why when investors, he is.
That's fantastic,
HOGuru
Coffee.
is-
Congratulations, you've almost made 200.
Nice!
That's great.
Woohoo! That's awesome, Coffee.
Yes.
HOGuru's. HOGuru's
Gigantic fish.
definition is a very simplified version.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. It's often done with stocks. That's why I was hesitating to explain, because usually when I explain a Ponzi scheme, I have a whiteboard.
You go down the rabbit hole of
Yeah.
explaining how stocks work,
Yes,
and it becomes a big old mess because you
Yes.
hate stocks so much.
exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it. I know what happened.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense to me that you would do that because you have very strong feelings about the stock market because the stock market is garbage that
Yes.
shouldn't be allowed to exist either.
Yes, which reminds me, a friend of a friend is an economist with very definitive opinions on this kind of stuff that match mine.
Bernie
I really
Madoff
need
is
to-
a guy who pretended to run a
Yeah.
investment firm, but it was really just a Ponzi scheme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he did the same thing with stocks.
Yeah.
I'm
He just-
investing in
But
stocks.
it's
and
no
my
different than
dividends are-
saying I own a gold mine.
Yeah.
It's just saying I'm investing in stocks, but you never actually invest in stocks. Yeah. It's a terrible system. You were saying about your friend?
I just want to read the friend of my friend's book because they're an economist and they agree with
Okay.
economy, so
Gotcha.
I am interested to read an actual economist book on that.
Well, Desire, I don't know if I can diagnose why you don't have strong feelings about popular culture. That's a good question. I don't know. I would have to talk to you further about that to try and get to the root of that.
A lot of people, here's the thing. Yeah, HOGuru and I have very definitive opinions on a lot of stuff in pop culture, but we were also raised by teachers.
That's true.
So we were taught to think critically, and had that kind of upbringing. I think is a big part of it, and grew up with that kind of thinking. So if you don't grow up with that, it's
Octavia's so awesome.
like it's not something that's necessarily taught in school, even though they always talk about critical thinking in school.
Yeah.
And as far as like writing your own content and not being able to criticize it, that's very common. Like that's super common. Look at George Lucas and J.J. Abrams. I'm sorry, was that mean?
Very mean. Bravo.
But no, like there's a lot of people that's why editors have jobs.
It's true. You don't need to be able to see the flaws in your own work. That's why God invented editors.
Yeah.
Just join a writing group, and you will find people to give you notes. And some of the notes will be good, and some of the notes will be bad. But just getting used to being critiqued is a very important step of writing.
So who's Fly Daily?
I don't know who that is.
Wesley, I'm not sure.
Presumably a YouTuber.
Oh, cool.
Very cool, Maddie. Yes. It provides... Queen of Carp? Okay. Yeah, I mean, cryptocurrency provides no benefit to anyone, and it has major downsides.
It's nice to see your character in the game, really seizing the day and going fishing, or carpe diem.
Oh, Jesus. You're the worst person I know, woman. The absolute full stop worst.
Oh, he's a famous War Thunder YouTuber. Sorry
Thanks,
about that.
Maddie.
That would be why I was not familiar.
Okay. Hopefully he believes in things being, are you ready for this? Tanktacular. Tankalicious?
Yeah, one of my favorite Instagrammers is having a child, and it's fascinating to watch the shock of it all.
Oh, yeah. That's our
he's an ex-pilot.
fourth huge
cool.
fish. Nice.
Fish.
Fishy, fishy, fish, fish, fish.
I was going to go with fish heads, but okay.
This mine is less upsetting. So I stand by mine.
So, Marissa, did
No
you
Lance?
get that squishmallow? Or are you still here?
Of course she did.
I'm pretty sure she did.
There's no way she didn't get the squishmallow, and I know that because she told me she got the squishmallow. On stream, in fact.
Which, Desire, that's actually a really fun way to be able to watch stuff.
See? 400 each. That's
HOGuru
insane.
has actually complained about the fact that now he notices, being that he works in film, he now notices stuff in film, like, all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
And it drives him crazy. Like, you can't... It's this thing where you have trouble turning it off, and now you sit there and you can't, like, just listen.
You only intellectualize,
yeah.
you don't enjoy things.
Yeah. I strive to still, for some stuff, be able to, like, turn off my brain and just enjoy.
Yep.
But it does become a problem, especially when, like, people around you are like, I love this new thing! Oh, I have a good example.
Alright.
This new Game of Thrones show! I love it! Remember sitting there, season 1?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, a party at a friend's house for Game of Thrones, and I was like, well, okay, I'll poke him again. Oh, no, you were thanking me for poking. Well, I poked him again.
You people are all the worst.
And, like, sitting there, and, like, it wasn't a bad show, but I read the books, and I was like, well, this isn't doing anything new or innovative, and it's kind of dumb, and
Boom.
they've kind of dumbed down the source material, and, all right, well, great, I guess. And it's just like everybody's so enthused about this thing, and it's this huge pop culture thing, and you're like, okay.
Oh, that's so tough.
So sometimes it's a good thing not to have that, like, critical thinking too ingrained. It's my problem with a lot of live music, in that I can hear an off-key note a mile away.
So I would never listen to live music.
I love
they went
live
through
music.
all of the trouble of recording perfect recorded versions of their songs.
You just have to find
Why
the
would I want
right-
to see them live?
No, the right band live. Hey, you enjoyed seeing Bon Jovi
Well, of course,
live.
John Bon Jovi's total package. Oh my God, we're finally getting to make
Sorry, Coffee.
fancy broth and find out how much it's worth.
Which one is Bayonetta 2? Would
The
I
sequel
enjoy
to
it?
Bayonetta.
Would I enjoy it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Devil May Cry game.
Probably wouldn't enjoy.
You're never
going
to play that in a million years.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like, I apologize. There's just no way she's gonna play that. I don't know what kind of dares you're looking for, Coffee, but message me about it later and I'll try and come up with some. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have that problem sometimes
Alright.
too, Marissa. It took me a long time. I tend to like small venues for concerts and like outdoor venues and stuff like that. I feel like the crowds and people screaming are much better. Just like when we go to big concerts, I would never go on like the main floor.
That's quite reasonable.
Oh, and when I go to concerts, Marissa, I actually find the volume is always too loud on everything. So I actually bring earplugs specifically for concerts.
I need a replacement burb. Rare lamp, cozy decor. Dislikes deer.
Why do you have to replace your bird?
Because I gave one to the captain so we would have some company.
Aw, that's
Potted flower
sweet.
plant, lamp, cozy decor. This one I need.
Okay.
Oh, wait. He doesn't like common things. You know what? I'll give it a shot. Now that I know that the gems are worth, like, 400 gold each, he's really asking me for 9,000 gold for this bird.
No, Maddie,
Seems like
the
a
problem is the America does need to, or USA as you put it, does need to
Get in on this stuff,
get
too.
in on it too. If
Yeah.
America doesn't do it, and most places, oh shoot,
A lot
most
of other
places
places
won't follow
won't.
suit. Yeah.
It's really rough. So I've got cozy, but it's common, and he hates common things.
That is true, Marissa. Yeah, musicals are not horribly loud. Yeah, so I actually travel with earplugs.
That's always a good plan.
Have you
Right.
played Warzone? Marissa's asking for her brother.
No. Warzone is the free-to-play version of Call of Duty.
Ah.
And I'm sorry to say I haven't played it, but you know me, I just don't play multiplayer games. That guy's not happy about the burb. But how does he feel? Okay, this guy says he likes potted flower plants, lamps, and cozy decor. Right? Are you seeing the amount of potted flower plants I have here? Oh, they're all common. Damn it. Alright, so I gotta move him somewhere else. Well, first off, I'm gonna pet him, because he's super cute. Oh my god, look at how cute that burb is. Alright, I'll move you somewhere else, and we'll find you some cozy decor to cheer you up. But yeah, I got all of these burbs that have, like, ridiculously high-end taste.
Sorry,
I'm gonna put
Maddie,
him-
but I mean, America, like the U.S., is such a content producer for the rest of the Western countries that it really does become a problem of they set the standards,
Yeah, it's a bad
Um,
situation.
whereas we've seen other
Oh,
countries
that's awesome,
follow them
Marissa.
with copyright rules.
So you're painting things onto glass panes, or like, is it
Nice.
shaped glass you're painting? Boop. Alright, I guess that's it for today. Made some good progress. Oh, wait. We need one more bit of relic ash, and we can get a gold pickaxe. Some might call it the final pickaxe. I don't know if it's actually a final pickaxe, I just hope it is. Then we just need to upgrade our dowsing rod and our machete, and we're going to have all of the perfect tools.
I don't know which games Limbo or Inside are.
They are the art games. You know the art games where you play as like a little kid running away from monsters and
Okay.
exploring? Yeah, those.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I would probably not live stream those.
No, she can get frustrated with that kind of game.
Yes.
It has happened in the past.
It's the thing that
I'm not
happens-
guaranteeing it will. I'm just saying it's happened in the past.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happens in RPGs for me, where I do the unexpected and break the games all the time.
Yeah, she often gets stuck inside walls.
It's very strange.
Oh, nice, Marissa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Naruto is a popular character. All right, new game, everybody. Get ready.
Does that say mouse?
Shh. Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game Little Mouse's Encyclopedia. Now, this game is about learning about the world with the help of a little mouse. Now, obviously, this is intended for 5 to 8-year-olds to learn about nature, but we're just going to see how well it gets stuff across and see how super adorbs it is. But obviously, this is not the kind of thing we would normally play on the channel, but it looked so incredibly cute.
Look at the little mouse.
That's what I'm saying, that we had to give it a try. Alright. How to control the game. The animal or plant will come to life when you press on it. Discover by pressing the Y button. Oh, the magnifying glass. The small magnifying glass. This will help you. Okay. Open the tables? What do you mean by open the tables? Okay.
Working as soon as HOGuru
Oh, he's so
clarified for me,
cute.
I did know which games you were referring to.
Oh my god, look at him!
Often forget titles of things.
Oh, he did have a mouse newspaper. Look, they're teaching us about grubs.
Neat.
Aww. I've seen so many of these in real life. I'm learning a lot about
And
these guys.
like the problem with a future without copyright
Oh,
is
wow.
then you have people not being paid for their content.
Yeah, and that's a real problem.
And that's a real
until we
problem.
get to a moneyless society.
Yeah. Like artists are already getting ripped off all the time.
They really are. What is that?
Well, those are possums.
No, but look on the left. Like, they've put their grubs in a bowl. That's messed up, right? Look at them nuggling! They're hibernating.
Possums are the cutest, you guys. Whoops.
It's a shrew. It eats as much as it weighs every day out of grubs and whatnot. Aww.
Oh, I totally will.
Oh my god. Woman.
Mice are adorable.
Look
I
at the
agree,
screen.
Desire. Yes, I'm looking. Common shrew.
They
It's
form
shrew.
form a trailer behind their mother where each
Yeah.
one grabs the tail of the
Have
one
you
in
never
front of
seen
it.
that?
Why would I have seen that?
Oh my god, watch more nature documentaries.
That's so good.
Did you not watch the nature
Oh.
of things when you were growing up?
Of
Like,
course I did.
this is all
Look at
covered.
this. It doesn't have a stinging system. Well, that's good. Oh. Fishing bait. Oh, cool. Mice are super cute. Well, Maddie, money only exists to help us manage scarce resources. Once resources aren't scarce anymore, why do we need money? There is currently in the world enough space for everyone to have a house and enough food for everyone to eat. Beyond that, why do you really need money? Hatch from eggs. The nymph skins several times. After the final skinning, the mole cricket goes up to... Okay. Damn. Oh, look at this little guy. He's coming to say hi to me. So that's a European mole cricket. Aww. It can fly and
You
swim.
should totally turn on.
Oh, this is so
Nature
cool.
of
Hey, Tommy.
Things while you're like doing housework or
It's a
whatever.
good idea.
Because you often listen to
Hey, worms.
depressing ass podcasts, and I'm just saying.
Nature of Things is great too.
Nature of things.
Are you saying
totally
moles gather up? Oh no. Oh my god, moles cripple earthworms and then drag them into a pantry to eat them later. That's messed up.
It's adorbs.
You and I have very different ideas of... I am sure, Maddie. Common mole. Fur, strong tail, eye, claws, nose, hind limbs. Because if you can tell me what money is for, other than to give us a system of exchange so we can manage limited resources, please tell me. Because I can't think of another thing money's for. The males grow a tall ridge in the period of reproduction. Food, amphibian. Meadows burrowed under the ground. It seeks the water for reproduction. Nice. There are 7 billion humans on Earth, Maddie.
And we do.
We actually have enough food. You can look this up, Maddie. We have enough food right now to feed about 11 billion people a year. And a third of it just gets thrown away.
Nope.
And that's not even counting all of the food we grow to feed to our other food. But I'm not going to try and sell you on veganism or vegetarianism today. Don't worry. But, like, we're also... That's in addition to all the food we grow, just to give to food. Which is an insane thing to do.
There is a ton of food waste. You are correct.
It's
And
a
there is
third of
lot
all
space.
food grown is wasted.
And I mean,
Really, Maddie, you can look it up. You don't have to trust me.
your province
Oh, look at
alone
him.
and our province both have tons of room for people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, we live in a city with that's having a housing crisis because everything's super expensive. But you drive, what, 4 hours north of here.
Even 4 hours?
Not even. Well,
Not even 4 hours.
yeah. Maybe 4 hours north of our city, and there's like a ton of
What?
abandoned houses.
Look,
and food
when he gets
and all
out of the
that stuff.
ground, he just walks around. Well, and beyond that, have you looked at Quebec lately?
Yeah.
99% of Quebec is just empty.
Nope. Well,
Plenty of room.
technically, Quebec doesn't own that land.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
Oh. Did I miss something? Yeah.
That's true, Marissa. That is a good use for money.
That is
To waste
true.
on frivolous things.
Oh, I'm sorry, Horror King. What was your question? What was I going to say before Guru interrupted me? I have no freaking clue.
Well, you gotta remember, Tommy, it's not like there's a river here. Water gets in, but it gets absorbed by the dirt and sucked up by the plants. So you can grow a burrow underwater, and yeah, it'll get a little damp, but there's not like... Water doesn't go straight down through the dirt, even when there's a hole. Even when you dig a hole, all the water gets sucked up by the ground around the hole.
And as you can see, there's a lot of vegetation. So the vegetation will actually absorb the water because
Yep.
it needs water
To grow, exactly.
So, for example, we live near the water,
Aww.
and further down from us, there's right along the river, there's a series of houses. And of course, these are, one-story, modest little houses, but because they're on the river and housing is
There you go, Desire.
at high demand in our city, they are buying these properties, tearing down these houses to build giant houses on these tiny little swaths of land by the river. So what has happened in one of those properties is they tore down the house, plus all the trees and everything growing on that land, because they wanted to build a huge house on that land. But because they tore down all the vegetation, the land crumbled into the river.
Half of the lot just fell away, and now there is no lot.
Yeah.
Where the house was is just a pit leading to the river.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So when you have vegetation, it's good because...
Oh my god, they're teaching you
it'll
how to
absorb the
observe
water.
earthworms. What? Oh, that's so cool. Pour the sand and stone into the grass, cover with paper and seal with the tape, add a couple of earthworms and leaves. And they'll mix the dirt themselves? Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know you could do that. This is stuff I never did for school.
I didn't do it for school. I did it while we were
That's
fishing.
awesome, Tommy.
Nice. What's your cool movie idea, Wesley? If you want to share on the stream.
Okay. What? Bush cricket. Hey, woman.
Yes, but that is sharp. So don't do that again, please. Thank you.
I will keep doing that, but it's okay.
It's very cute.
It's
No,
unbelievably
this
cute.
Here
Yes, I'm aware.
is, and you, yeah.
I know. All right. Aww.
Oh, pretty flower.
That is a really cute flower. All right, now I need to find out about that fly. Aww.
Right? Sometimes kids' games are the most fun.
That's often true. It's so cute. Aww. The azure damselfly.
Just like watching nature documentaries are like super relaxing and fun. But like
What?
the same ones, not the same ones, but the ones that are produced
Are
and
you
like
kidding me?
done by the same people that the ones we watched as a kid were. Because like there's still nature documentaries, the ones we have here, but they're not like sensationalized.
Damselflies live underwater. It's tough, Maddie, but at some point you just have to stop accepting that they're needs to, or in fact can be, billionaires and just take their money. There's more of us than there are of them, so it's just what you have to do at some point. That's what they did
What
to
is
the
this,
kings
Mouse
of Europe.
Encyclopedia? That's
Yep,
what this is called?
Little Mouse Encyclopedia.
Little Mouse Encyclopedia. It's adorable.
Aww.
I kind of just want to play this game.
It's super cute. In a minute, David, yeah. Look at those frog types. Oh, they don't lose their tails until they have full-size legs. Yeah, I didn't know that. Look at that tadpole. It's so weird that that thing grows legs.
Sorry, Tommy, are you asking why we don't go fishing in the game to get food? Or because I was talking to him about I used to do that with earthworms
Oh,
when
she
we were
loves
going
fishing.
Yeah, my whole family fished, and yes, for food.
They shouldn't have.
What? Well, no,
You live
they
next to an
should've.
unbelievably polluted river.
Yes, but that's,
Katie's
beside-
caddisfly looks super cute.
Interesting. Wesley, very interesting.
Aww. Oh, whoops. I think I saw all of the around the burrow animals. There are aphids? I would love to learn more about aphids. Oh, 7-spot ladybug, everybody. They're the deadliest and they feast on aphids. There is no food to get in this game, Tommy. It's literally a game about exploring as a mouse and learning about the world. That's the whole game.
It's very adorable.
It's unbelievably adorbs.
Based on the critters and bugs and all that, is this like a European?
Yeah,
produced?
it's set in Europe.
Okay, that's what I thought. Based on.
Oh. Longhorn beetle, carpenter ant, and stag beetle. Wow. This game is so cute.
It is. The art style reminds me of something. What does it remind me of?
Hey, I'm not going to tell you immediately how to get rid of money completely, Maddie, but the first step is to decommodify water, housing, and food. You can still work and have money for all non-vital things, but, like, once we all work together and all of our internet, electricity, housing, and food and water is free, everything else is optional. We can all just spend money to deal with all of the stuff that doesn't matter by comparison. But the first step is not making it cost money to be alive. Because in that way, you are essentially enslaving people to wages, which is inherently immoral.
This game is only $5 on Steam.
Well,
wow.
of course, it's an encyclopedia. It's
so
not a
cute.
game.
Yeah,
You
but
just
it's
hang out.
adorable. I want to.
Oh my god, look at that picture. Look at that sketch of a hedgehog.
What is this called again?
Little Mouse Encyclopedia.
Little Mouse Encyclopedia.
Oh, well, that's not true, Maddie. If humans didn't know how to work together, we wouldn't have survived as a species. The whole point of humanity is we're the species that works together best. That's why we've accomplished things. All we have to do is get over the idea, stop listening to the rich people who want to exploit us, and we'll do fine. And oh my god, look at the size of that foxy fox. What? Uh-oh, he's hungrily licking his lips at the sight of the mouse.
He is so cute.
Look at that fox!
Look at him, so cute.
Oh my god, he's so cute. Wow. I love this guy.
He's so adorable. Seriously, what does this artwork remind you of?
I know it. Well, first off, it looks like papercraft. It's looked
Yeah.
like it's made out of cut pieces of paper. But we've all seen children's book that look like this bad boy. Oh wow,
This-
fiddleheads!
No, I don't
Damn.
think it is.
Look
Well,
at that fern.
Actually, it's kind of similar. This is kind of similar to Kim's art, isn't it?
It is.
Remember the
Yeah.
alphabet art that she used to do?
I do.
Oh, it is similar to that. That's what was driving me
A
crazy.
common European adder. Wow. We haven't seen any spiders yet. You're right. It's slightly strange. I just took an elevator. Who the hell is sleeping in that tree?
That's an owl.
What is There's the spider, everybody. Damn. I did not see your movie idea, Wesley, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, yeah, you got to scroll back up. There's a lot there.
Okay. Ah. I see. Honestly, that's a pretty cool jumping off point. I don't know what would happen then, but yeah. Some sort of force. Oh, look at that
buzzard.
common buzzard.
Thought it was a hawk.
Bringing back World War II things to fight an invasion. That could be very interesting. Oh, the stinger is barbed. Look at that egg. 3 egg larva, 4 larva fresh. Oh, worker bee feeding a larva. Because that's their job. I'm climbing a tree, everybody. Alright, we're going to find this spider as we were asked to. Is that a bat?
Yep.
What?
That.
This guy's so cute.
Listen to him go.
Well, yeah, obviously. Wesley.
Here's the spider.
Aww. A nursery web spider. 4 pairs of eyes. Nice. Meadows, gardens, parks, and the edge of the forest can grow up to 15 millimeters. That's tiny. Aww. Before they mate, he'll bring her some food. I do think it's possible, Maddie, for Russia to work with the United States. It's not easy because people have to get over their prejudices. And again, people in power will do almost anything to pit us against each other and keep us from realizing that, you know, we're all humans who deserve to be alive. But it can be done. It's happened in the past. You're right that it's tough, though. Aww. So cute. I didn't know they're sensitive to air pollution. Makes sense, though.
I did.
Wow, this game is gorge.
It is.
You need to focus on the screen right now. He's chomping on a pine cone. It's one of those baby pine cones. Red squirrel! His shaggy fur becomes bigger in winter. His shaggy ears become bigger in winter.
Yup.
What?
Yup.
And yes, they do use their tails to balance.
Yup.
They are cute, Marissa. Like tarantula style spiders, the giant fluffy spiders. Spruce cone. How does a tree grow? Ah. So it lands on the ground. Dig, dig, dig. Grow, grow, grow. And then boom.
Spiders like to bite me, so I have a war with the spiders. But HOGuru will catch them and set them free outside for me.
I would never let somebody kill a spider. That's not cool.
We just don't always tell
Wild
them.
strawberries!
Oh, wild strawberries
They
are
are the best. And look, even that little monster aphid loves the wild strawberries.
Aww.
He's chowing away on it. Maybe. Yeah. That is a problem, Gibson. Oh, look at these guys go. It's how an anthill works. Aww. Accommodates more than 1 million ants. Well, that's terrifying. Wow. Storage of living food. Oh my god. Fun fact, ants farm aphids. That's a real thing they do. They have farms. Oh, we already looked at that. All right, so we're going to take a break from Little Mouse Encyclopedia, because if we don't... Oh, look at this guy. Aw. We're just going to play the whole game. And, I mean, I would like people to see this on their own.
Yeah.
But before we go, we are going to check out Mr. Badger. Oh my god, how cute is that guy? It is weird, Marissa. But that's kind of the channel's brand. European Badger! Oh... It's a mustelid predatory mammal. It's omnivorous and lives up to 15... Aww. Dang.
It's all a part of our chill stream promise, Marissa. Wait,
you know
what? It's not actually a chill stream? Oh, okay.
Anyway, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comment section below the video. We'll be back here for more new and upcoming games, but until then, I'm going to say that's right.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Alright, folks, time to get in your guesses on the plushie cam. Can you guess who's the star of today's plushie cam?
Get your guesses in soon. I think we've already seen a guess from Queen of the Night. Horror King already got his guess in. Wesley said Polar Bear, I think. I didn't see a guess from Coffee yet.
Ooh.
I don't think so. Hold on, I'm scrolling back up. Yeah, I'm not seeing a guess from Coffee. Marissa hasn't guessed. I don't think Brian or David have guessed.
Marissa guessed. She said turtle.
Oh, she did? Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed that. Tommy, I don't think has guessed. So there's a lot of guesses needing here.
Alright. You have a good night, Gibson. We got a Tanuki Mario. We got a dog. We got a turtle. City's full of ants. It's terrifying, but it's also delightful. Simple, Maddie. it goes into copyright. You go from there into copyright, and then you have to, like, well, the only way for artists to be truly free is if they don't have to pay to live, and then moneyless society. Because right now, copyright is being abused by corporations and the wealthy, but artists desperately need copyright to be able to survive. And it's what and the fact that they desperately need that money to survive is what allows them to be exploited by these giant corporations. Again, Disney is entirely made up of worthless scumbags. Nobody's good working at Disney. And you can say, well, they turn out good products and products that have great messages. And that's true, but, like, they don't treat people well. All right. Who's ready for the big reveal of the plushie
I don't
can?
think Coffee's here anymore.
No, I think Coffee left. Yeah. I'm very sad that a certain person isn't here. But what are you going to do? Time for a very funny Horror King. Such a terrible joke. We're going to wrap it up here with the big reveal in 3, 2, 1, go. That's right, it was Streaky the Super Cat.
Which is why we were like, did Coffee get his guess in? Did maybe Coffee want to get his guess in?
Like, we went out of our way. We picked Super Cat.
We rolled the die, and Super Cat came up, and yeah.
Yep.
One of the regular guesses was there, but you didn't get your guess in.
Yeah. Don't know why I didn't guess, but it was the Streaky the Super Cat. If only Coffee had guessed. No guess from you on record. I mean, I'll check for sure. Oh, no, he did choose Cat.
Oh,
I'm wrong.
And we know. Okay,
all right,
won.
you won,
Good
Coffee.
stuff,
You
Coffee.
did say Cat.
I'm sorry I missed it. And we know you were going to say Streaky the Super Cat.
If
so
we asked you to clarify. So, yes, you do win 100%. Bravo. Contact me on Discord or Twitter about your prize.
It will be a game
It's a game on Steam. Only on Steam.
And not any game on Steam. One off of a list.
Well, of course. We did see him 3 weeks ago, Horror King, but
Maddie,
he does love being on
He
there.
had guessed Cat, we just didn't see it.
Yes, and because we didn't see it before the reveal, I didn't give him a chance to clarify. So there you go.
And to be fair, he always says it's Streaky the Super Cat. So
that's true.
We know.
I do
what he
remember
would
that,
have said.
Marissa. Don't worry. Of course, Maddie. Anything you want to ask me, I'm happy to answer. Now, let's get to our second game of the evening. Again, you can always give the games away, Coffee. It's entirely up to you.
It's possible, Horror King, but, we only say they won't repeat from the previous day.
Yep.
We rolled the die for the plushie cam, and it came up with Streaky. What game is this?
You'll see.
So the last game was called Little Mouse Encyclopedia? And what ages was it recommended for?
5 to 8. When you're starting to learn about the world.
Let's see, 5 seems a little high for me.
All
I
right.
feel like it could go lower.
You could. Hidden Object Guru here with hot upcoming game Out of Line. This was released today in early access. This is brand new. It seems super cool. I am having a carrot. Wait, override my save. I don't have a save. I haven't loaded the game. That's weird. That's weird, right? Yeah, that's weird. This is the first time I've loaded the game and it thinks there's already a save file. Anyway, let's get to it. This is a gorgeously hand-drawn platformer, as far as I understand it. Best system for the future, Maddie. Obviously, we have to focus on curing things and improving technology. And obviously, a socialist system is the best because then everyone who works gets the fruit of their labors. It isn't extracted by greedy capitalists who whose job is to not work for a living and take all of the money of the people who work for them.
And no, to clarify, he's not talking about communism. He's
Of course I'm not talking
true
about
socialism.
communism. Like legit socialism, not communism. Wow. Okay, that tree looks fantastic. Yeah. Though apparently the whole game was, literally every sprite, and it was drawn by people sitting down with a tablet and drawing all of these, images. I mean, sure, it's still, like, computer art. I'm sure they were using computer programs and a computer tablet to do the drawing. But it's an actual person carefully drawing all of these things. They're not 3D models. Exactly right, Maddie. Oh no, we got abducted by an airship or spaceship. We don't know how high up those tentacle claws were coming from. All right, buddy. You take your Princess Leia helmet and you go have an adventure. Seriously, how is that not a Princess Leia helmet?
Well, of course, Maddie. And I mean, our neighbors to the south would say we're all filthy socialists. At least some of them would.
Well, the problem is, Maddie, capitalism really doesn't work well. Like, it's not good at accomplishing things, except to extract money. Like, I always give the example of touchscreens, right? And now touchscreens are unbelievable. Like, who in this world isn't using touchscreens every single day of their life?
Yeah.
They're incredibly convenient. The touchscreen was invented in the late 60s. The base technology for it, a guy came up with this is true, the late 60s. And he went to every electronics firm in America. All the big ones, all the small ones, and said, I need the time and money to develop this. And the response of every electronics firm in America was, it'll be 35 years before that is viable and marketable. So no, of course we're not going to give you that money. We're not going to give you money. Oh, cool. Check it out.
Yeah.
I can make a platform. We're not going to give you the money because we would have to wait 35 years to see a profit. So at some point, the government just said, hey, this, careful, this touchscreen thing sounds cool, and we don't care if it takes 35 years. Go design touchscreens. And that's the story of why we have touchscreens today. Because the government said, yeah, the U.S. government said, sure, 35 years, that's not a problem. We're a government. We're still going to be here in 35 years. Corporations aren't good at inventing things. They're only okay at marketing things. They actually kind of suck at inventing things.
I did not get a bee plushie yet, Coffee. I did, however, get an otter plushie, who now I want to design a space helmet for.
Oh no, 100% we're getting a space helmet for that otter. And if anyone has any craft ideas, and whoa! Okay, that looked at... What the hell is happening? What? Why are there 50 of me?
That's so cool.
What is happening?
And yes, Coffee, as Maddie said, you get to choose a game off the list of Steam games that he has. He'll send it out to you, just private message him on either Discord or Twitter, and he'll send it out to you.
Okay, I thought he was going to shoot me, but no. Oof.
And like...
Well, if you have any tips for, Lady Guru about how to make a spaceman helmet, I'm sure she'll be happy to hear them, Marissa. Wait, what? Okay, that's really cool. Why aren't the other guys moved? Oh. Maybe I can... No, I thought I could hit the
actual switch? I feel like you could, but maybe not.
Okay, well that doesn't work. Alright, can we flee? Can we run so fast that we get through it? Oh, we can. Okay, I thought we were going to have to do a trip, but we didn't. Nope. Why is he just jumping in place? Okay, my clones are weird and messed up.
Which one's Pac-Man 99?
I haven't played Pac-Man 99. It's Pac-Man, but it's got a lot of new levels
I thought
and
that-
mix-em-ups.
Didn't we do one with the whole levels and all that?
Oh, yeah. We did play with some Pac-Man Anniversary Special Edition thing. But I
But
think
that wasn't
Pac-Man
that-
99 is a new one like
Oh,
that.
okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. It's possible the one we played that has all, like, chaining
Yeah.
huge amounts of ghosts together, all of that stuff, that could have been Pac-Man 99.
Yeah.
I just don't know for a fact. Oh, check it out!
And I mean, don't forget, there's also, you can also talk about a capitalist government that's also socialist.
Oh, yeah.
Like, socialist
Oh,
capitalism.
no. It's
actually.
fine. And this is, I think, the clear part. It's fine to have capitalism
Yeah.
for things that don't matter.
Yeah.
But when you allow capitalism into healthcare, when you allow capitalism, oh damn, this is ridiculous.
And that's part of the problem with our own healthcare system, in that we do have socialized healthcare, and all the problems that our neighbors to the south often point out about our socialized healthcare are actually caused by it being a for-profit system.
Yep.
That's also a capitalist system, in that it's run by private companies trying to make a profit rather than just a government, concerned with giving healthcare to their populace.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
what we
has
really
happened
need.
gradually over quite a few decades of various provinces selling off their healthcare, like their labs
Infrastructure,
and their
yeah.
infrastructure to private individuals.
Yeah. Do you know how hard it can be to get a blood test done?
Yeah.
Just because all of these private labs are run so terribly?
Yeah. Because
Boom.
again, they need to have a profit, and
Yeah.
they need to make more profit every year, because that's how capitalism works.
And if you're wondering, can anything make more every year indefinitely? No.
Yeah.
That can't. Oh, God. I don't like those guys. It can't happen. The Child on Steam. We will look it up, Coffee, and it'll be up to her whether she wants to try it.
I mean, it's called The Child, so is it a Grogu game?
It is
Because if
not a
it's
Grogu game.
I'm very disappointed.
I can guarantee that it's not a Grogu game, and if I'm wrong, I will be grossly chagrined. Hey, he waved to his clone self. What's going on with all these clones?
I think they might be warning you about what's coming next.
Okay,
That's my theory, anyway.
that makes sense.
Am I half paying attention?
I'm loving this guy's
This is
javelin.
really cute.
It looks great. Puzzle platformer. I'm never going to be good enough at a game like that to get a record, Coffee. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
It is literally redonkulous to
Well-
ask someone to pay to not die.
It's a strange thing, Maddie. Like, my parents were going down to Florida for a few years in a row before,
We had
stuff
that
happened
plague.
in America. Well, no, they stopped going even before the plague. And they were like,
Right.
thank goodness we stopped going. But, they would, but they're friendly people. They would meet people down in Florida, and people would ask them about Canada, and they'd be like, we've heard horrible things about your healthcare system. And they're like, no?
No?
And they would literally have to stop and explain, like my mother would be like, no, my husband had a heart attack and had to have heart surgery. and-
Elaborate heart surgery and be in a hospital for 2 weeks and
And
had
they're
all
like,
sorts of
"How
outpatient
much-
afterwards.
How much did that cost?
Nothing.
Nothing. No, really, how much did that cost?
Zero
Nothing.
money.
And it's this thing that people can't wrap their mind around, that it's just like,
No.
you have, a major medical emergency, and it won't
Bankrupt you.
bankrupt you.
Yeah.
And that's something that people, because they
Have a hard time wrapping their head around. Yeah. And I understand why they have a hard time wrapping their head around it. Yeah. Ah, okay. Well, no. And I mean, Americans can get confused about that, but it's like, in the same way that if a gag order is placed on a trial, and then you talk about the elements of that trial, you can be fined or thrown in jail. And that's not a question of free speech. It's like, no, courts have a right. No! Courts have a right to set their own standards, and it's as simple as that.
Well, and it's like what I was taught in school.
Careful. Oh, come on!
I remember being taught in school. See, and there was a guy earlier
Yeah.
that had that happening.
You're
to him.
absolutely right.
So what I was taught in school, Maddie, of course, Canadian school, was Americans say they have free speech, and they do to a point.
I don't think so, Coffee. You should look into that.
Canadians, we have free speech, caveated.
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's that old saying, you can't shout fire in a crowded theater. But it's all like, we have
Come on.
hate speech laws in Canada. We have, and I mean, sometimes I wish those
Again,
hate
they're
speech
the
laws-
social equivalent.
Yeah.
They are laws. They say the idea of Canada is that they consider speech so dangerous
Yeah.
that there is speech so dangerous that's the equivalent of yelling fire in a crowded theater. One of my favorite statements about the politics of division and awfulness is someone asked, why is New Zealand such a great place to live? And the politician responded, because we didn't let Rupert Murdoch buy any newspapers here. And it's as simple as that. Like, New Zealand is a good place to live because there's no one paying money to divide people. You know, there's no Rupert Murdoch, so it's still a good place to live.
Yes, Maddie, but
Oof.
it isn't Maddie in Alberta?
Yeah.
Yeah, your province has the least amount of socialized medicine.
Yeah.
out of
That's just
all
your
of the
bad luck of living
provinces
there.
in our
Maddie.
country. For us, both HOGuru and I have unfortunately had opportunities to ride in ambulances, and yes, an
$60
ambulance ride, 50.
It was 50?
It's 50.
Oh, yeah, it was like $50, yeah.
It's $50.
I mean, I was pissed that I had to pay for an ambulance, but at the same time, that's all I had to pay.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
only
all
thing you had to pay.
Yeah.
They sent me home with, severe painkillers completely free of charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the subsequent prescription you had to pay for. but
Obviously.
that's
But yeah, I mean, you can improve our system by adding in drug control.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's waving to me! And I can open his gate.
Yeah. Cute, right? You okay?
Oh, I'm great.
You inhaled a carrot, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Damn carrots, they're so good.
Yeah, no, your province is different from a lot of other provinces, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You have less,
Socialized healthcare.
yes.
Yeah, they've let too many private operators into the healthcare there. I mean, again, that's our opinion. See? He opened the first one for me, but he can only do one at a time. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay, that didn't work. Careful, and done. Thank you. So maybe I can stop this thing?
Now, Marissa, to your point, an ambulance here does cost the same no matter how close to the hospital you are.
That's
when
true.
I was in a car accident, my ambulance ride to the hospital was still $50, even though I was.
This is not an exaggeration. 1.5 blocks away from the hospital. Even though she'd been in an accident, she could have gotten out and walked. But
Well, I
they're
mean,
not going to let you do that,
I
obviously.
kind of had a broken foot.
You
but
did.
Still.
Yeah, 1.5. It was insane.
I was literally right in front of the hospital. Oh.
Is that far
to
enough?
which was really funny because that intersection is apparently a really bad intersection. It's kind of like a blind corner where you're turning.
Oh.
So someone speeding coming the opposite way, it's apparently very common for accidents to happen there.
I'm not
which
surprised.
I found out at the hospital emergency room because they're
Like,
like,
we get
"Oh,
people
you were
here
just
all
there?
the time."
Oh my god, it happens there all the time.
Dang it!
Yeah, Maddie. I was actually, so I got in a car accident at that corner, 1.5 blocks away from the hospital, on my birthday.
Yep. Exactly 15 years ago, Monday.
Was it 15 years ago?
Huh, exactly.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was exactly
Yeah.
15 years ago, Monday.
And I remember the emergency room doctor writing me a note.
Whoa!
Because I was like, clearly I can't go into work. I can't walk. And she was like, I'll write you a note, and write the note of the day. And by that point, my mother was there with me. And we were like, no, that's not today's date.
Yeah.
And her being like, no, it is. And we're like, no, trust me. That's not the date today.
Believe you me, I know what day it is.
Yeah.
I had to walk over to the hospital.
I remember that.
I would have taken a cab, and in fact, I offered to take a cab, but you were like, don't bother. We live that close.
Yeah.
And we do. We live that close to the hospital.
And I was like,
That's why we hear helicopters literally all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. Yes, Alberta has gone a long way to try to make itself more American than any other Canadian province. That's been like a project of Alberta politicians going on for like 30 years, Maddie. Maybe longer. That was embarrassing.
I just got freaked out because I was like, what? You're buying something on Big Fish Games?
You forgot about the monthly...
The automatic renewal, yeah.
Yeah. So it just renewed, which means we just got another game credit. Yay, game credits! Yeah, privatization is a disaster. Because the whole concept of privatization is kind of a con. Because they're like, as a business, we'll do things more efficiently and provide better service for less money. But that's just not how anything works.
This game is adorbs.
It's dangerously mega adorbs. It's not how anything works. Because, like, generally... Whoa! Healthcare is not set up to have a lot of wiggle room to do a better job for less money. It's just not how healthcare works. So, you see what the game did there? So, let's say I rotated it, but forgot to move it far enough to the right for him to get off. They gave me an extra standee to plug it into so I could help him afterwards. How cool is that?
Super cute. This game is really cute.
I keep forgetting to throw my thing. It's really embarrassing. Yeah, it's fascinating, Maddie. That's why I will defend the LCBO. Because it's like, oh, well, if a corporation took over, booze would cost less. I'm like...
Does booze really need to
Does
cost
booze
less?
need to cost less? Like, do we need booze to be cheap?
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the convenience of having a nice place, like, close to my house to, buy a bottle of wine on my way home would be nice.
No! I thought I had him! Damn it.
But that being said, like, in our province, they actually did open it up to grocery stores, and... Yeah,
it hasn't helped anything.
I don't care. Like, I don't need it to be more easy to get alcohol.
Yep. Alright, here we go.
I mean, it would be nice if, just like with the vaccine, we didn't live in an LCBO desert.
Yeah, that would be nice. I really feel like the mall next to us could use an LCBO. There's a couple of empty stores there. They can put in a little one. Boom. Damn, Maddie. Yeah, that's insane. The idea of leaving Canada? Oh my god. Oh no, it's one of these puzzles. The one where multiple things happen when you press a thing? That should be good enough, right?
I think so.
Do you know what I really like that there's a preponderance of now?
Yeah?
Games where you play as a guy whose job is to go and clean up blood at crime scenes before the cops find it. There's like... There have now been, I think, 4 games with that premise. No! Okay, this is a problem. Okay, I couldn't jump, so that one's a little too much of an angle.
Yeah.
We'll see, Coffee. We might be playing something else on Sunday. We had a pitch that I'd play some of my beloved Viscera cleanup detail, so we might be doing that. That's cool, Marissa. America's not great. I don't know if y'all saw that Rick Santorum nonsense this week.
Oh,
like,
God.
White people invented America out of whole cloth. There was nothing here when we got here. And I'm like... I know that you're a racist, but it's weird that you're a racist that knows nothing about history or is willing to lie about it.
That's where the concept of Congress came from.
The Iroquois Confederacy, yes.
The Iroquois Confederacy.
Yeah, it was invented by... Their whole idea of how they built their own Congress was largely based on the Iroquois Confederacy. So they even stole their government from the Native Americans. It's true, Marissa. So... You already knew that then. Oh no! More of these worm claws. I hate these guys. But when they're grabbing something they can't see, so we'll have to trick them into grabbing things. Ah! Another fun thing is, Michael Harrington wrote this wonderful historical article. He's this fantastic writer. That was entirely about how the entire state of South Carolina was just invented by African slaves. Because what you got to remember is, the people who came to America, you know, to settle, were largely rich people. Oh, I thought I could, like, add a hook to it and have them carry me out. And the fun thing about rich people is, generally, rich people don't know how to do anything, because they pay other people to do things for them. So all these guys showed up, and they're like, we're going to be farmers. But they didn't know how to farm. Luckily, their slaves did know how to farm. And they brought rice. And the ability of these slaves to know how to farm rice is what allowed South Carolina to be a state. Like, essentially, there would have been no South Carolina if these, you know, couple of thousand African slaves didn't already know how to farm rice. And that rice, by the way, is what fed a good portion of all of America for, like, decades until they got the farming done. Yeah. No, I hear you that, Maddie. People will tend to say America generically. See, we can hop into the thing. That's what I didn't realize. I didn't get that that was a hole on the top. Come on, grab it. What the hell is he doing? Oh! Cool. So I have to put it right in the middle so he'll grab it, and I have to hide inside. Done and done. It's a fantastic story. Yeah, because, you know, that first American colony didn't do so great. They all starved to death and ate their relatives. It was rough being in Jamestown, is the point. Also, a shockingly large number of American settlers, both in the East Coast who first landed and out west, just gave up trying to farm and settle and joined native nations, tribes, and families when they could, just because it was a better way to live. Like, so if you read, there's this real mystery about Roanoke Island and what happened to the people of Roanoke Island, right? Because all these people just disappeared one day. What could have possibly happened to the people of Roanoke Island? Now, the thing about that is, the people asking that question were like pointedly, and I would argue maybe purposefully, ignoring the evidence, which is they all just gave up on being settlers and moved in with the local natives. And that's why they wrote Croatoan on a tree, because that's where they went, and there was a native tribe there who they immediately were like, oh, you guys want to come and live with us? Well, we can always use some extra sets of hands to careful, hunt and farm and whatnot. And so they just took them on board. I'm trying to remember the name of the tribe, but that tribe went on to famously have many, many descendants who had blue and gray eyes. And some of them even had nearly blonde hair, because there were so many white people from Europe in their genetic makeup. Cool, Maddie. That's 100%. It is entirely likely that had it not been for the work of those slaves, like, America, I mean, it might have eventually happened, but their attempts to settle America, full stop, would have failed. Because, again, rich people don't know how to do anything. They just know how to pay people. And lots of people weren't psyched to get paid to move to America Because by all accounts, America really sucked as a place to live for Europeans, which is true, it did.
Well, the thing that a lot of people from the U.S. Don't know is that Canada studies American history
Almost more than our own.
like in an insane amount.
It's
And
ridiculous.
It's always interesting. Like, I don't know about you, but if I come across a history, say like a history book, or like a book written about Canadian history, written by a non-Canadian historian,
Yeah.
I'm very interested in their perspective.
Oh, no!
It's always very...
No! He just waved goodbye, like he knew that was about to happen.
Sad. And now your guy's all sad.
Well, of course he is.
Dude, this is a bummer.
Wait, is that going to become me later on?
Yes.
Am I going to travel through time and that's me? And this becomes a time loop? Because I'm not psyched about time
I
loop.
told you, your clones are warning you about stuff.
Ah, you got me. I didn't run away. It is funny, Marissa, but it's also true. They're like, spoiler alert, famous white people, you didn't build America.
One of my favorite things about Americans talking about American history,
Yeah.
the USA talking about USA history, Maddie, is
That didn't work.
when they talk about the War of 1812, and they talk about the burning of the White House, and how the British burned the White House. And I'm like, no, those were all Canadian troops.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a Canada yet.
We were technically part of England, like Britain.
Yeah,
so-
Britain, but they were
Yeah.
British Marines
Yeah.
stationed in Quebec and the East,
Because when
who came and burnt the White
When
House,
Britain
and it was
got
awesome.
word of what the Canadian troops had done, they were like, no!
You should not have done
we
that.
did not want you to turn around and invade the USA! What are you doing?
It's fine to defend yourselves, but
But,
don't try
like,
and take the country back.
Burnt down the White House? Oh, we did not want you to do that.
Yeah, which is always why the funniest part of the story of the War of 1812 is the idea that the Battle of New Orleans happened after the war was over. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you guys settled the war in diplomatic talks, right? In, like, Boston. And it took 2 weeks for the message to get to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know the war. There were no telegrams. Yes! Oh, we made it out of the factory.
Yay!
Well, of course Canada won the war. Hey, David, America wasn't in a good place to be invading everybody. Like, Britain at the time, and they're like, it wasn't an underdog story. Britain at the time was like the world's foremost colonial power, and America had only been a country for about 30 years. Less than? Oh, no, I guess... So War of 1880, 1780, what, 3? So yeah, 40 years of America. And they're like, let's take over Canada. No, England is not going to give up its biggest source of potential resources in the future. Oh, look! So remember how at the beginning they stole all the cubes from the tree?
Yeah.
Well, in the level, we found a secret cube, and we put it back on the tree to regrow it back. Oh, it's very much like Limbo. You have a good night, David. No, this really has fantastic Limbo-esque vibes. This game looks really good. Like, the art is gorgeous, but the gameplay, like the puzzle platform gameplay, solid
it's-
gold.
If I'm remembering which one Limbo is correctly, I find it's like much more colorful.
Oh, well, of course, Limbo's black and white.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And
Inside is almost black and white, too.
Yeah,
A
like,
lot
I
of
like
these
the-
games tend to be, like, when they... Oh, no! When they do these art games,
Yeah.
they often tend to make them black and white.
And as much as I love black
That
and white,
aesthetic.
like for movies and stuff like that, that aesthetic, I find sometimes it gets a little hard to see what you're supposed to do.
I
on the
totally get your
screen.
point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whereas
some
this
games will
one-
be like, we're black and white,
Yeah.
but there will be one color to tell you what to do. But
Yeah.
even then, it's
Yeah, it's just
kind of
like,
contrived.
Well, I feel like sometimes, like there's a few of those games that sometimes you almost lose the art because it gets
Oh,
so
God, yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
Whereas
I can
this
see
one, you
that.
can see all the details, which, like, I want to see the details. Your art is beautiful.
Yes! Like I said, Coffee, we will see. I'm not promising to play that, but I am not opposed to playing it either. I appreciate you'd like to see it, but I'm not going to commit myself to
What does
do.
that say?
What? I don't understand.
What wants you to-
Oh,
Why would it tell you to do that? Oh, there you go.
Because we needed to get it out of the way. I just didn't know I was be further away when I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are other boss fights in this. That escape from the claw was kind of a boss fight.
I'm hungry.
You should get some food.
I should.
But that would require standing up, and you'd rather me do it for you later?
No, I'm gonna get up and do something.
Really?
Get some food. Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't sound like you, but if you want to, go for it. Oh, yes. Canada, we had our own war for independence, but it didn't work out so well. And, we kind of surrendered the whole idea of being independent from England. For another 30 years, then they let us be independent.
Yeah, we asked nicely, or as you say, filled out the proper paperwork.
Yeah, but our first attempt in 1837 was awesome, and we failed miserably.
Yeah, we did.
It was not great. Boom.
My favorite.
You have a good night, Coffee.
Have a very good night. My favorite thing
Look,
is
all of the claws are broken. But what happened? Oh, no.
buggies.
They just made death spiders. Yeah, basically we had a farmers' revolt in 1837 in Upper and a bit in Lower Canada.
Yeah.
We tried to
So
kick
Quebec
out...
and Ontario.
Quebec and Ontario. We tried to kick out the government, and we got beaten down by British Marines, and that was the end of that. There was another famous rebellion, Louis Riel.
Which beer company is based around that?
Which one?
There's one of the beer companies bases their origin around the
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Which
I
one
can't
is
remember
it?
which one it is. Anyway, Louis
But
Riel.
anyway, Louis Riel
Yeah.
also led an amazing attempt to have a rebellion
Independence.
and become an independent nation. But he was fighting for the Métis,
Yeah.
which is out west. French trappers, like, fully integrated into native societies.
Yeah.
And they created essentially their own culture and nation called the Métis, which was, again, fully intermingled French and native societies. And that was the Métis. And they decided, why should we have to be paying the British crown just to live when we're the people, like... The natives are the people who already lived here,
Yeah.
and we have fully, like, come and brought, our idea of civilization to this area. Why should we now just do whatever the British want because they're, a month's ride east of here?
Yeah.
And let's just say the British didn't take kindly, the Canadian government didn't take kindly to that, and it didn't go well for Louis Riel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our last attempt at a
But
real
God, what is the thing? Because like
independence movement in
Métis
Canada.
have different treaties than the
Oh, yeah.
rest of the Indigenous Canadians do.
They do because
Because of
they're
that,
recognized as a completely separate society that's
Yeah.
part French. What the hell?
I have a
What does it want me to do?
So you aim up there.
Look. Okay. Now it's saying RB and... Oh, I have two? So I press RB and I shoot that. Yeah, it's a fascinating story. And then, of course, the last story of Canadian independence is the story of Newfoundland. Which, fun fact, was an independent nation for a while. Check out what I'm going to do. I'm going to put... Yes, it worked! Oh, but it only works for a very short amount of
Newfoundland
time.
was an independent
Nation.
until World War II.
Yep.
Yeah. Which they actually entered World War II before Canada, so way before the U.S.
Yep.
And went bankrupt
didn't work.
doing it and had to join Canada because they had no money left.
It's a sad story, but also a funny one.
My mom still has.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, so am I. My mom still has a Newfoundland currency.
Awesome, Horror King. Oh, I get it. Check it out. The ones you pick up have a time limit on how long they'll last. So you have to use yours up there.
Newfoundland is gorgeous, Marissa.
Oh, it's one of the best. It's like those islands off of Scotland and Ireland where there's just like nothing but beautiful rolling hills and mountainous crags and cliffs. Just a gorgeous place to visit.
That's the coast.
Yeah, that's the whole coast.
The middle is just like a bunch of freaking forest.
Yeah, nothing but forest.
Nothing but forest.
Beautiful.
It's atrocious. The black flies are horrid.
Oh, yeah.
And by black flies, I mean the babits.
Black flies are a
In
nightmare.
Canada, we have two different flies that we call black flies. One is a gigantic fly, like a horse fly that bites you. And another one also bites you, and it's a tiny little fly that French Canadians call the babits that, like, actually will go through a screen or a mesh. They're so tiny and still bite you.
Yeah, they are terrifying. Ah! Why can't I grab that one?
Which musical, Marissa? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What musical is about Newfoundland?
Really? I didn't know there was a musical about Newfoundland. And I'm going to recommend you visit Newfoundland if it's at all possible for you to do so.
I would
because it is exceptionally beautiful.
Taking the longer ferry ride and not going to, picturing it on a map, Port aux Basques, land in St. John.
Whew, St. John.
St. John.
It's confusing because, and I mean, I'm not saying the people who named the East Coast are terrible at their jobs, and this is true, there are two provincial capitals out there, and one of them is named St. John, and the other one is named St. John's, with an S.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. There is no excuse for it. Damn, this game is cool. No, they've done a great job with this thing. What? No! He just pet the monster! Remember the monster that the claw grew?
Yeah.
Will he just pet it?
Oh, they're friendly monsters.
It could be those were like... I think the claw had corrupted those monsters?
We always
Come from away. Really? Oh, nice!
Oh,
I hadn't heard of that.
Yes, I had heard of that. Because, and here's why.
Come on, buddies.
At the town in Newfoundland where all those planes landed on 9/11 and they house people is called Gander, Newfoundland. And I have a friend who's a very close friend who's from Gander, Newfoundland. So I hear about this stuff all the time.
Oh, they went to their barrow to help me.
Oh, God.
But they won't be in the light.
So the horrible joke Horror King just told. Have you heard the rumor about butter? Never mind. I shouldn't be spreading it.
Oh.
Hey, Kikoa.
What up, Kikoa?
Yeah.
The bugs
And
are helping us.
That
this
is
amazing.
very true of Newfoundland, that kind of hospitality. When I was first in Newfoundland, I was a teen and I was camping with my parents. We went over on the ferry with our camper van and did not realize that there was a threat of a ferry strike until we got there. And we're like, we didn't know there might be a ferry strike. Oh, God, what if we get stuck here for like a month? And everybody was like, and like literally every place we went, people were like, oh, you can stay with us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like complete strangers just offered to let us stay there.
It's a very cool place.
Got stuck. It was very cool.
I suspect you have to be that kind of hospitable when you live on an island, though. What? This is amazing. Uh-oh.
Nice, Marissa. I'm trying to remember. Someone notable did work on the musical, I believe, right?
Oh, that was close.
Did.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fantastic, Marissa. I love it when they go to the trouble of putting out recorded versions of musicals. Okay, well, this is going to be a bit much. Oh, I literally can't hit that. Oh, I clunked on my head.
Oh, yeah, it has to do with the Halifax explosion. Wesley and the support Boston gave Nova Scotia.
Yeah. They sent all of their fire engines and rescue people immediately. It's kind of amazing. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Why do bees have sticky hair?
Why?
Because they use honeycombs.
I'm angry. I'm so angry right now, you have no idea. Okay. Let's do it! Halifax explosion was, well, amazing. Everyone knows that. Okay, so. Wait, why did you come back? I'm so confused right now. Okay, why is my spear disappearing? Is there a time limit on it? I'm not... Look, it keeps disappearing on me. I swear I'm not pressing the button.
Yeah, Maddie, I also know a lot about the Halifax explosion, but my grandfather and his his entire family were actually in the Halifax explosion in Halifax at the time.
No, can't get that in time. I have to think about this one.
I don't know if it won't happen soon. I mean, I'm assuming you're referring to the Canadian Conservative Party failing someday. Is that what that says?
I wasn't looking. Yeah, probably.
I mean, the Canadian Conservative Party also already failed once, and it's now just the Reform Party.
Unless he means the Chinese Communist Party.
That's true. It's not really sure what you mean.
Yeah. He might have meant the Chinese Communist Party.
That is true. He might have. Since we were talking about Canadian history, I was like, oh, no, you meant China. I'm sorry. My brain went to Canada.
Good question, Maddie. I can't say that I know enough about Chinese politics to weigh in on whether they're going to fail at some point. Obviously, it would be better for the world if they did, but I can't confirm that's going to happen. I think I know what I'm supposed to do. All right, I think I got this. And check it out. This will go there. It'll run out of time. I grabbed the wrong one.
Boo worms. Oh, you're buffering? Boo, Marissa.
That's Sooks. Alright. Nope, I want that back. I want to grab this. Push it that way. I want to grab this one.
Was it something about a crushing defeat?
We got it.
Because if it was, I enjoyed it.
We just have to wait for the timer to run out on this bad boy.
Well, that's the nice thing about Canadian politics, Maddie. At least it still seems to be the nice thing. In that we don't really, people don't really choose a party to support. We tend to still, as a country, vote for individuals or the leader of a party, but not like.
I only vote conservative.
Yeah, there's not a. Yeah, there's starting to be a change in that, but there's not.
So here's the corrupted spider monsters.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
There's a big mean guy there.
Damn, this gets more and more intense.
This game is adorbs.
Anyway, that's the end of the part of the game that's available for now. Just as we meet that weird bat-eared hunter who looked scary but was actually there to save us from the spy drone. So Yeah, this thing looks magnificent and plays incredibly well. So for now, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comment section below the video. I'll see you back here for more new and upcoming games, but until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir. Boom. Nice. Very cool game. Okay. Oh, that's so terrifying. Ammunition ship afire in harbor. Oof. Yeah, it was a nightmare, that explosion. Yeah, so very high quality game and out of line. Like, I was kind of blown away by that one. Way to go, guys. Next up, HOGuru story. You just have to go online to play it, which is weird, but okay. It won't let me play it without updating, which is very strange. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm singing a song while we wait for this to load.
Oh. Nice. That's too bad, Marissa. She is living among conservatives who only vote conservatively.
Yeah.
Fun fact about conservatives: they always lose. Not in the not today, not tomorrow, but long term, they always lose. And do you know how I know that?
Mm-hmm.
We're not living in caves. Because back in the past, there was a guy who was like, the tradition is we should always live in caves. And a bunch of left-wing radicals were like, how about we try not living in caves? You know what? We don't live in caves anymore. I'm just saying, the nature of conservatism is to lose.
I don't
no,
think you
Maddie.
ever have you?
Of course
no,
not.
Yeah.
I've gone from party to party, time to time, but I would not vote for conservative, because again, they don't have good ideas.
Yeah.
Well, again, if you ever want to know whether you should be left-wing or right-wing, remember this simple fact. So, I'm sure you all know the term, those who forget history are doomed to remember it. Doomed to repeat it. Oh my god. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. It's a fun saying, and it's very true. So, here's a fun fact. The most reliably left-wing voting bloc on Earth, and this is true, you can look this one up, the most reliably left-wing voting bloc on Earth is not doctors, it's not nurses, it's not social workers, you know? It's not people who run their own vegan co-ops, although I'm sure they vote very left-wing. But generally, but you know what? A lot of them are libertarians, so there you go. The most reliably left-wing voting bloc on Earth, and this is true, is historians.
Yep.
Because historians know that conservatives are always wrong. And they're like, well, the entire narrative of history is conservatives screwing people over and left-wing people fighting to make the world a better place.
And what you have to remember, Maddie, is that for both of us, we're old enough to remember Mulrooney.
Ugh.
And no, we don't mean that guy that hosts entertainment shows. We mean his father, the Prime Minister, and how much he screwed up Canada. And, you know, was also, like, that's back when the Conservative Party was just a fiscal Conservative Party, but was still against, you know, certain rights. Like, he was not okay with gay marriage.
Nope.
And that will turn you against a party.
There you go, Marissa.
Again, Mulrooney screwed up so bad as Prime Minister, and so bad, he screwed up so bad in his governance of Canada, that he destroyed the Conservative Party.
Oh, yeah.
After
There's no
Mulrooney-
Conservative Party anymore.
Yeah,
The
it got voted out.
Reform Party just changed its name.
Conservative Party lost, didn't have enough seats to maintain official party status.
It was bad.
Yeah.
They were
And
like
then-
natural law party level.
Yeah. It was bad. That's how bad he screwed up. So, like, of course, there was a different attitude when we got to voting age about the Conservative Party. We knew that the current Conservative Party, when we got to voting age, was a reform. Well, it was the Reform Party.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. Yeah. It was
That political party my uncle founded,
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
All right,
we don't
let's
talk
do
about
this. Hidden Object Guru here with hot new game Skjolda Story. Or Skjolder Tori. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the S twice. I probably am.
I think
yeah.
it's supposed to be like a J sound at the beginning, like shoulder.
Skjolda Story?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hey, Coffee. Oh yeah, Mulrooney was just the Prime Minister of Canada for a lot of years in the 80s. He brought in the terrible goods and services tax. And he made it illegal to do a sensible thing with taxes, which is make them apply to the product before you buy it. Like sane countries, if there's a price tag on a thing, right? That's what you pay.
Yeah.
And in countries with insane anti-tax right-wing politicians, when you go to the cash, they then add tax and you get pissed off at the tax. And so one of the things the Liberals wanted to do, and the NDP wanted to do when they were being forced to let in the GST, was say, okay, but just apply it to products. And he's like, no, not only am I going to create this new tax, while taking away a tax that rich people and manufacturers paid, because it wasn't generating any more money. They were just having a tax that consumers would have to pay instead of one that manufacturers would have to pay, because he was a dirtbag. And they said, well, at least let's just add it to the price tags. Let's not make people have to pay 15% or whatever your local government charges plus 8%, because it was an 8% tax, on everything at the cash. And he was like, nope, not only am I forcing people to pay this tax, I'm going to make sure they get mad about the tax all the time. Because that's what tends to turn people conservative.
He also brought in the free trade.
Oh God!
Which actually
NAFTA.
really hurt. NAFTA really hurt the Canadian economy.
Yep.
Because what you have to remember about Canada is we have all the natural resources.
Yeah.
At the time, we had manufacturing in Canada, so we had Canada
There you go,
had
Marissa.
let's put it in today's terms. Canada had a whole bunch of like drug manufacturing companies that manufactured, things like, vaccines here in Canada. And as a direct result of NAFTA,
That all got shut down.
So manufacturing in
shield.
Canada dried
Skjolder.
up because of
It means shield. It's shield story.
There we go.
Boom.
So I was right about the D.
Skjolda.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like got a D sound.
How do I use it? That didn't work.
There was nothing we could do either, Brian. But that's
Nice.
why people really hated Mulrooney, because literally as a result we saw the
Manufacturing sector in Canada collapse. This is a true story. I live in Ottawa, the nation's capital, and there were like big warehouse-style buildings where people actually built things in the nation's capital, all in my neighborhood when I was growing up.
Yeah, your neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. And that all went away because of NAFTA. Because it was suddenly super cheap to buy stuff from abroad.
I grew up on a town, in a city on the border to America, right on the St. Lawrence River, that had a ton of manufacturing.
I have a map!
I am literally from a factory town. And how many factories does that town have left? Do you
Just
wanna
the
guess?
one.
Yep. One tiny little factory.
Yeah, like
That's
literally,
it.
here's a fun fact. If you bought a video cassette tape in Ontario in the 1980s and
It was
90s,
made in my hometown.
it was literally, there's a big BASF factory making those VHS
Gigantic
tapes
paper factory
in Cornwall,
there was
Ontario.
also Cordals. They did a lot of like
Can
other
I not read that?
plastic
Oh,
and
there we
papery
go.
stuff too. They shut down.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There's like a bottling factory left, and I think that's
Check it out.
basically
You can
it.
grab the stuff they throw at you and start shooting it back. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I didn't see your comment about Bill Gates. NAFTA is the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Yeah. And it's terrible.
So basically what it means is...
We did not see the Bill Gates comment, but yeah, Bill Gates is
No.
trash, if that's what you were bringing up. Just a trash monster.
Well, he's not... I think you're exaggerating how bad Bill Gates is. I think
He's destroyed education, the entire education system in America,
He's
out of his own arrogance.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm calling him a trash goblin.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, so what happened with NAFTA, put simply, is it basically made it so that they opened up the borders so that America could bring all their goods here and not be crazy taxed. So manufacturing in Canada went away. So literally what happens in Canada is, for example, we have, all of the trees in Canada. So we're going to cut down all of our trees, send all that wood to America to be manufactured.
Or Mexico.
Or Mexico, for that matter. And then
To be
sent
turned
back
into
here.
things. Yeah.
Same
that
with
we
all
then
our
have to pay
mining
for.
of metals.
Yeah, so we're not adding value to anything before selling it, so it's hurting our economy. We're just selling raw materials. It's terrible. All right, is it the key?
You thought it was Texas that ruined education in the U.S., Brian?
Yeah, I mean, that was a part, but you got to remember, Bill Gates was right on board with all of George Bush's terrible race for the top stuff, or whatever it was called. His No Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Gates co-funded all of that, signed on it, and paid his own money to ruin American education.
He was convinced.
He was, and he was wrong.
Yes.
And we appreciate it, Marissa. We are always delighted by your stories of wasting money.
Well, the problem with Trudeau, Maddie, is he's between a rock and a hard place in that, we're now at the point where we don't have manufacturing in Canada, and it would take a ton of spending to get manufacturing back. So now we're at a point where we are reliant on America.
Yeah, we've committed to globalization.
Yeah.
It's a real problem.
And
Boom!
that's a huge problem.
Oh, yeah.
And now, one thing Trudeau has done that I actually really like is has signed a lot of agreements with other countries when, it looked like Trump wasn't going to sign a deal with Canada.
He made his own deals.
He made his own deals with other countries, which is great because now we have more countries to actually sell our goods to and import from. So we're not so reliant on American goods anymore.
What you got to remember, Maddie, is Trudeau came into a world built by Stephen Harper and Trudeau, and a little bit by his father, but built by Stephen Harper and by sorry about that,
Bill
and Jean
Gates?
Chrétien.
Yeah.
And Jean Chrétien was okay. Paul Martin was a real problem.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with these whirlwinds?
Jean Chrétien punched that guy.
God. Best moment of all of our lives watching politics. Guy walks up to our prime minister, gets in his face, and he just grabbed his throat and shoved him out of the way. Literally grabbed his throat and just shoved. And you're like, you go, Jean Chrétien. We love you. And then the funny part was, the Conservatives tried to say, how terrible that he would do this. And I'm like, no, that was awesome. Everyone loves him now. He was literally being threatened, and he stood up for himself. The only thing you should ask in that situation is, where exactly were his bodyguards?
Yeah.
Where exactly were that man's bodyguards? Well, yes. And he also promised the big one, which was electoral reform.
Oh, there's another
which I'm
big
still
one.
pissed about.
The electoral reform, I'm really pissed about. And, clean drinking water for native reservations
That would be
really
pretty
good.
awesome, actually.
That's a promise you make when you're running for prime minister that you should probably effing keep.
That would be great. I don't understand why throwing a whirlwind at him made us jump together. That was weird. Electoral reform, Maddie. He was supposed to bring in a new kind of election system in Canada so we didn't just have first past the post. And whether that's ranked ballots or whether that's proportional representation, we need something in Canada so that Conservatives can't keep getting power with only 30% of the vote. Well, okay, 34% of the vote.
And for that matter, Liberals.
And Liberals, yes.
Because that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily benefit the Liberal Party either.
Nope. Yeah, no. We really need something. And again, that can be ranked ballots, that can be proportional representation. I'm fine with either one, but we need something to modernize our electoral system. What the hell is this? It's letters?
Yeah, there's a problem on a lot of reservations
What?
where they don't have clean drinking water.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And, you know how we were all, as Canadians, offended by the whole Flint, Michigan thing? Yeah, we got our own problems.
Yeah, we've been
And,
through some of that here.
yeah.
Oh, you step on it to teleport
So
those.
there are areas where they
That's
haven't had
cool.
clean drinking water for a really long time, and he ran on a promise to
Fix
get
that.
clean drinking water there, and has not fixed that, which is, yeah,
It's really troubling.
kind of a problem.
Yep.
Yes, we totally do need to boycott Nestle. We actually do boycott Nestle in our household.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love chocolate, but I won't let a Nestle product be in this house.
To the point where HOGuru here has discovered that a lot of sparkling waters, even if they're not made by Nestle, are bottled by Nestle.
Or even distributed, even if they're not bottled by them.
distributed by Nestle, and refuses to buy those ones too.
Yeah.
So literally buys sparkling water that's imported from Italy.
That is one of my weirder affectations. Wait, I came all this way and I can't get there because I haven't already hit the W? Come on, game! Yeah, Flint still doesn't have clean water. It's horrific. Although I think my favorite story about Flint was when, I don't know, I don't even remember which terrible American politician it was, tried to blame the government of Flint as proof the Democrats can't govern themselves. Because either, again, he's a liar,
Yeah.
or he honestly didn't know
Yeah.
that, no, the Republican leadership
Yeah.
came in and
did that
took
thing,
over
yeah.
the state
Yeah.
and destroyed their drinking water to save $5 a person a year. And I'm like, yeah, no, it was literally. And that's why the show Parks and Recreation disturbed me so much. And I was really sad about its failure to use its platform to address a major issue. Because it was about city managers coming in and taking over a town. But historically, when that's happened in real life, it's because the government wants to dice that town up and sell it to rich people and developers. And that's what happened to Flint.
Okay, Horror King, I believe you said Bill Gates wants to block out the sun? I think that's what you said when I scrolled up. Sorry, the comments are... I'm also captivated by the games being
It's a
played.
cool game.
So I'm having trouble following all the comments.
It depends on the bottled water, Maddie, but Perrier... Perrier is bottled by Nestle. I think Evian might be bottled and distributed by Nestle. A giant amount of water producers, resources are all held by Nestle. Always check the bottle before you buy it. It's a truly upsetting amount. Is all made by Nestle.
And I mean, typically we don't buy bottled water in our house.
No, only when I'm going on the
Sparkling
road.
water is like a treat.
Yeah, and then I will only buy Italian sparkled water that has no association with Nestle.
Yeah.
Are you seeing what that guy can do?
We do sometimes buy large bottles of water when we're traveling, like going someplace
Well, of course.
where we,
Yeah, that's
wanna
what I said,
go.
when we're on the road.
We also sometimes just travel with a water filter.
Yeah, that'll happen too. What? Well, this game got nuts fast.
I'm sure that's a joke about Mr. Burns.
It is.
That feels like one of those Bill Gates things that is not true, and it's
He's
just
basically
Simpsons
I mean, come on, let's be
reference.
honest here. He's basically Mr. Burns.
I honestly don't think Bill Gates is evil. I just think he's...
He literally said we
just
shouldn't
think he's-
we shouldn't make vaccines
Yeah,
public domain.
yes.
Mr. Burns has never done anything
Well,
that
that's
evil.
True.
He's
But
literally.
I don't think he knows that's evil. I honestly think he's delusional.
I mean, that's possible.
Huh.
I don't think that's much of an excuse, but you're right, it is possible. He's just delusional and he thinks markets are going to solve problems because exploiting markets made him a billionaire. And I'm like, yeah, the exploitation's the problem, Bill. Jesus.
The Nestle problem. Oh God, in a nutshell.
I just want you to look up Nestle, Africa. I'm gonna give you some things to Google, okay? This is the keywords I want you to put into Google. Google this, and type in Nestle, Africa, baby formula. And after you've done that, you'll never buy a Nestle product again.
Nestle also bribes politicians in countries to say that water isn't
Oh, right.
a right,
Yeah.
and buys up all the water. For example, in California,
Nestle has bought up water rights in California to fresh drinking water reserves when there's actually a fresh drinking water shortage in California.
Basically, no one has any fresh water in California, but they're still letting Nestle bottle and sell huge amounts of drinking water every day that people could just be drinking and pay normal, normal rates to...
Literally, Nestle is bottling your tap water
and selling it back to you.
For
1,000 times the price it would cost if you had just drank it out of your tap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and yes, all bottled water companies do that. Nestle is just the worst bottled water company. And there's no nice way to put a spin, there's no way to put a nice spin on that. They're just evil.
And from their chocolate side of things, there's also a lot of labor and whatnot.
Oh, there's so much slavery in chocolate production. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great. Makes me feel good about not liking chocolate that much.
I get that. Woohoo! He's the snowflake. Nestle's the worst. They want to privatize drinking water all over the world, Maddie. They want to be in charge of water, which uncoincidentally would put them in charge of the world.
I don't think that's true, Horror King.
They are, and this is true. Yeah, that's probably not true, Horror King.
Yeah.
It's possible. Bill Gates said the much more reasonable statement that as everyone moves into more stable economic conditions in the middle class, people will start having less children. And that is 100% true. That will happen. Because that's what's happening all over the world now. In places throughout South America. Oh, you have to catch where all of them went.
Nestle bribes governments, Marissa. They bribe governments.
Oh, yeah, they're disgusting.
That's how it's legal.
Yes! Yeah, they just give the governments money to make them legal, Marissa. It's disgusting.
Yes, Horror King, and that's the problem with Bill Gates. You have someone like HOGuru here who disagrees with Bill Gates' principles, but that gets mixed up with all the Bill Gates conspiracy theorists who are anti-vaccine people.
Bill Gates is a bad guy, and he's always been a bad guy.
Again,
but it's not in an elaborate conspiracy theory way. He's just a bad guy.
And I think on some level he's trying to do some good in the world, but is blinded by his capitalism and his own greed.
Well, I think part of the problem is, he has been told by all of society that being rich means his opinion is valuable.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he knows very little about almost anything other than how to build a computer 50 years ago. That's what he knows about. A good way to build a software program 50 years ago. He couldn't do... Oh, no, we had to do it twice? Are you kidding? Okay, do you see where the other ones are?
What are you looking for?
The crabs that hide in these rocks. I think the rocks glint if I'm next to one. Yeah, there it is. No, I was wrong. Okay, so watch where they go. I missed where all of them went.
Yeah, me too.
This is really difficult. That is great to hear. I am glad that Markiplier is donating a bunch of his money to charity. But as I've always said, I don't really approve of charity generally.
This is a weird statement, guys.
My feeling is simply that if something needs to get done, the government should be doing it. That's why we have a government. If you accept the idea... What?
He's not saying he disapproves of the idea of
charity. Oh, no. Hey, if you want to give all of your money to less fortunate people...
the fact that their charities are necessary to support people.
Not just necessary.
Yeah.
The idea that anyone should suggest that charity is a solution to a problem... I have deep problems.
It's just when you say that statement that you have a problem with charity, it sounds
I know, I get your point.
A problem with
charity. Come on, okay.
Itself.
You watch the green one and the orange one, I'll watch the yellow one and the red one, okay? No, they got me. This is tough. And Bill Gates does not donate money. What Bill Gates has done is this really shady thing that rich people are doing lately, where he is committed to, at a certain point in the future, donate 60% of his money. He hasn't actually donated. He's committed to at some point in the future, and he gets huge tax benefits for committing to donate at some point in the future without actually having to do it.
he does have charities. But
All right, here we
he
go.
Also,
Yeah, except what he thinks of as a charity
Yeah.
is a way to destroy the education system in America.
I was
Because, by the way, that all counts as a charitable thing.
Bring it down a second.
Oh, no. Okay. So, look at the crabs.
Mm-hmm.
You follow the... Okay.
The yellow one's there and the green
All
one's
right,
there.
let's start again. All right.
What? I followed 2 of them.
Okay. I lost him again. All right, we can do this. So...
Green one's up there, yellow one's down there.
Here?
I think so.
You were right. Where's
And
the green one?
Green one's in the top corner one.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, no. It's probably... I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the story you heard, Maddie, because people reported it as he donates a lot of money. But
Well-
again, he was just making a commitment
Okay.
to donate. Now continue.
Shush.
I did.
Shishy beans.
I did.
So he does donate money.
Ugh.
He has committed to donating money, and he does donate money.
Yes.
And one of his charities is involved in, oh God, what's the vaccine development and all that, but what's the specific disease he's trying to eliminate? I can't remember. Which is all well
trying
and
to get
good.
at ringworm in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yeah, which is all well and
Damn
good.
it.
But he's also heavily involved in vaccine development, which again sounds like a great thing, except, and like I was like, well, at least he's doing this. Except for the fact that when they started developing, they developed COVID-19 vaccines, he was like, oh no, you can't make those public domain.
Yeah.
And actually convinced the drug companies that had developed these vaccines that they couldn't make them a public domain because other countries, poorer countries, would have to pay for those vaccines. And
See,
that,
the thing
I
about
don't
Bill Gates
understand
is...
how you don't make a vaccine for a global pandemic public domain so any country can manufacture it.
The thing about
This isn't
Bill
about
Gates is,
profit,
right?
And at that point, he lost.
You can look at all of his charity, but if you look closely at all of Bill Gates' charity, and I mean all of it, you'll always find...
Sorry, Brian. That is awesome.
It is.
And
yeah,
yes,
ringworm.
we need to
He's trying to wipe out ringworm. It's very difficult. But the thing is, if you look at Bill Gates, everything he donates money to, right, winds up being a way for Bill Gates to make more money. And that's not an accident. He does stuff that sounds good, but if you look close, he's looking for a way to generate profit, even when he's quote-unquote donating money. And that's why Bill Gates is a bad guy. The same bad guy he's always been. Also, Oprah is the most delightful woman in the world, but she has the worst taste in friends. I want to point out that Oprah gave us both Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil, two of the most just trash people on earth.
No, ringworms are not tapeworms.
No, completely different thing.
What is the... I'm blanking on the technical term.
Come on! All right.
I can't think of it.
Okay, wait. There. 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 I think I've got this. I think I have it. Wait, is this happening?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the fastest any one of those goes. Happy Halloween, Marissa.
Yay! Happy Halloween!
Dr. Phil is trash because he, what do you call it? Runs a thing designed not to help people, but,
to exploit
people's mental problems and make himself more famous and make a lot of money. And, he sent a whole ton of kids to a, like a behavioral improvement tough love camp where a ton of them got horribly abused. And, so yeah, Dr. Phil, not a great guy.
Yeah, the
Yes!
confrontational
This is
thing
going
he does
amazingly
for
well.
ratings with a lot of the people that
Who have serious mental or personality issues.
or addictions or whatnot
Oh,
is
God,
actually
yeah.
not how you're supposed to confront people.
No.
Like your classic intervention. Remember the show where people did interventions? That kind of confrontation is not how you're supposed to confront someone about. Their
And we've known that for like 10 years now,
Yeah.
and he still keeps doing it.
I'm sorry, AA knew that way longer.
That's true.
Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous have been talking about this stuff for years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It seems that they had it right all along.
I think Maury and Jerry Springer are much more honest
Yeah.
about what they're doing.
They're not presenting themselves as therapists.
They're not. Yeah, they're not therapists. They
they're
don't
not
claim they're
saying
helping
they're
people.
doctors. They're just exploitive journalists. So
Yep.
in that way, they're more honest, and people that go on their shows kind of know what they're getting.
Oh, I think anyone who's invited to be on Jerry Springer knows exactly what they're in for.
Whereas if you're going on Dr. Phil, there's that name Doctor in the headline. Yeah. So you think you're going on a show that's actually going to help you.
The terrifying thing about Dr. Oz is he's literally one of the world's best surgeons. But he will do anything his wife says.
Yeah.
And she is an absolute loon vis-a-vis alternative medicine. Like an absolute bonkers loon about alternative medicine. And because he'll do anything his wife tells him to, he's got a show about how great great alternative medicine is.
He was like pandering, peddling.
That was terrible. I just got crushed.
Like supplements or vitamins.
But yeah, that's all coming from his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife is and he's one of the best surgeons on earth. Literally.
That is, Marissa, that's great. That's great.
Like, this is a man who would fix the hearts of 250 people a year.
Yeah. Like, he's a great surgeon. He's a great heart surgeon. But that's all he is a heart surgeon. That's all
he is.
And that's not to diminish the fact that he's a heart surgeon, but that does not mean...
But it's like Ben Carson. Yeah. You can be the best brain surgeon on earth and also be maybe the dumbest man in the world.
Yeah. Like... And this is the thing about amongst a lot of people that I know that work in the medical profession.
Oh,
like a general practitioner often is the smartest actual man in the room or woman.
That's amazing, Marissa.
Right. Because again, the general practitioner has to deal with everything and have be an expert in a little bit of everything. Know when to send their patient to a heart specialist.
Oh yeah.
Know when to.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite thing is if you ask non-surgeons, like, who are generally, like, the most terrible people, they'll be like, oh, it's always surgeons.
Oh, yeah.
They all, because they cut into human flesh and save lives, they all have God complexes, and they're all ridiculously arrogant.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. They made a whole movie about it?
Perfect. It's the perfect characterization.
Yes, it worked!
Hello.
I suspected I could use this to teleport me, and I was right.
Area May.
Wait, thanks for dropping by. We're talking about what an awful person Dr. Phil is.
This is usually a chill stream. We got off on a tangent today.
And now a lot of people are learning that Dr. Phil is terrible.
And Nestle.
Yeah, I think everybody knows Nestle's terrible.
I laugh, but
I have been legit praying that Nestle will, because for a couple of years now, Ferrero has wanted to buy Nestle's chocolate operations. And if they would just do that, I could get all the Nestle chocolate bars I want without paying the most evil company in the world money to help them do evil. Oh, no. Damn it.
Jesus, Maddie, that's horrible.
What is? I didn't see it?
But, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when you see that kind of stuff, I can remember when Dr. Phil, everybody was talking about him, and okay, fine, I'll tune into one episode of his show, and I was out because all he did was scream at this poor kid who, had, acted out a whole bunch and was an addict, but, had reasons to be, and was, he just screamed at this kid instead of actually getting this kid help, and I was like,
how do we summon a goat?
I'm out.
We need to summon a goat somehow. I don't know if Nestle uses palm oil in their products. Probably. It's used in a lot of chocolates. Is palm oil a monstrously unethically sourced thing?
Often.
Oh, okay. I just don't know a ton about, damn it, palm oil, so I cannot weigh in on that. Is that true, Arime? Nice. I'm a big fan of spotted owls, so thumbs up emoji to owl possession. I gotta say, I didn't know what to expect from Skjoldur story, but this is a very fun puzzle, puzzle adventure game.
Maddie,
Plays really well. No, it's good you're going to do that, Maddie, and it is quite tragic. Oh, hey, I can go left as well. Nice. Fun fact, we played a game of Devour, which is about a goat demon. It was quite delightful. I think we all had a good time with it. Although you'd have to ask the people we played the game. How the hell am I supposed to... Oh, wait, I think I know what to do. Summon him over here. But like this, yes. And now I use his power to activate the slime gate. But I will need him to shoot slime at me for that to work, which isn't happening yet. Ow! Come on. Slime gate. Are they just refusing to spit slime at me? I'm getting down to 1, so they'll be more manageable. The fact that my shield, like, only protects me from ranged attacks, and if they just walk up to me, I get killed, is not helping my progress through the game. There, done. Finally. You're the best. Everyone says so. That's true, Marissa. It's entirely down to you that we won that game of Devour. Boom.
We should play the
the new maps here?
game at
Cool.
some point. Remember we were going to play that again?
Yeah, we definitely will. We got it! Take
I like
that,
that
people
you know
who thought...
what I meant by explode
It's
game.
clear what you meant.
Okay.
Yeah, keep talking and nobody explodes. Yeah, very popular game. Oh, that's tough, Maddie. Sounds like, and I know this is very depressing, you're going to have to look through obituaries around the time when you know the person died.
I mean, or use social media.
Social
If
media
you have,
works too.
like, mutual acquaintances, it's something you could do to, like, discover it.
Yeah. Luckily, obituaries are all published, so it's not impossible to do. Dang! So I have to get up there and throw slime at that guy to make him walk so I can teleport across. It's quite an elaborate series of puzzles in this game. Quite reasonable, Maddie. That is a good way to look at things. Boom. Alright, so here's what I have to do to get past this puzzle area. So I have to start by getting a whirlwind from this walking tornado dude. Right? So you get the whirlwind. You go down here. You use the whirlwind to jump across. Right? Boom. Alright. Then, while you're over here, you gotta kill one of these dudes, as I previously established. Oh, damn it! They trapped me. Alright, so you grab another whirlwind. You get back away from here. Now I have to get slime power from this guy, but as you've seen, it's very hard to do that. Alright, good. He's trapped. Now he has to slime me. Alright, so I got slime power. So I rush up here, fire the slime power. Get a pillow under there, woman. Oh, he always moves from the direction he was shot at in. I didn't realize that. See, I'm learning new things all the time.
Have a good night, Marissa. Yeah, you stayed extra late tonight.
We appreciate it. And he killed me again. Oh. Don't know what that is, Maddie. Wow. This game is tough. Like, I know what to do. It's one of those things that you get in these Zelda puzzle-style games.
Well, Maddie, I don't think you should,
where you can know exactly what you have to do, and still, it's really hard on the, to coordinate.
You should blame yourself or something like that.
Of course not.
Especially since you attempted to support that person.
You attempted to support, and you live across on the other side of the world.
Yeah,
Maddie.
you can only...
You can't take in everything on your own.
And of course, that is all of our instincts to do.
Of course. Everybody always blames themselves when something tragic happens.
Or even
Totally
wishing
normal.
you could do more for those that, need help, but that you just don't have the
absolutely.
capacity to help.
Alright, I got it. So, Kabonga. Huh. Now, how does that help? I thought getting that was going to let me teleport over there. But it's not. Because I can't get teleported that far, see?
I'm hungry.
We'll get you a snack in a minute, don't worry. It's very puzzling. I can't be supposed to do it while he's moving. That wouldn't make sense.
Oh, obituaries.
Obituary. Yeah, sorry. Obituary. Obituary. It's a listing in the newspaper of everyone who has died in a given city. It's the part of the newspaper where they let you know who has recently deceased.
People often summarize it into obits.
Obits. O-B-I-T, yes. Dan, that was bad. I'm trying to think of a way this could be going worse, and it's not coming to me. That's totally normal, Maddie. No one's expecting you to know how to spell a word you've never seen before. What? Oh, because I had moved. All right, so...
like, looking at it, I was like, oh, now I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right, so S.H.I.E.L.D.'s story is kind of good. Like, I'm going to have to go further into it. I would have to go further to, like, really confirm this, but it's a very, very clever adventure game. Wait, can I just... Oh my god, was there one right over here? And I could have gotten the fourth one immediately?
I wrote it out for you, Maddie.
All right, let's see if this works. Boom. Okay.
There we go.
Careful.
Sometimes Google is helpful.
Every now and then. It's happened.
Right?
Yeah.
Although, wow, is their, like, newsfeed horrible lately?
Really? I haven't used it.
Oh, well, I have it on my cell phone for news stories. And
Is that all four? Oh my god,
use
it's all four.
predictive, like, searches and stuff like that to get what you're looking for. And I keep getting propaganda stories about, like, anti-vaccine. And, I'm like, wait, what world do you think I want to see this shit?
They don't care. They're getting money to send it to you.
I know.
And it's as simple as that.
Ugh.
It's disgusting.
I mean, I
that's
keep
why.
reporting those publications.
Which is a
like,
great idea.
But I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but it sucks that, like, people are spending money to send
Usually
lies to
you
you.
just do an internet search. So if you go, if you know where that person lived when they passed away, you could say, like, and, like, the date or approximate date, you could say, like, April 2018, I'm trying to think of a place, Melbourne, Australia, obituaries.
Yeah, and then you can just get a listing of them.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Not everybody is necessarily listed in the obituaries.
But it's a good place to
it's
start.
becoming a more old-fashioned thing.
Yeah.
Where people now will start just doing announcements on social media instead.
Yep.
But it is commonly still used.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're wrapping up the stream now, Coffee, so that's fine. We did it! We opened the secret door!
The majority will be online, and most stay online for a long time, too. You'll find, like, links to funeral homes and stuff like that if there was a service.
What an
Again,
awesome
before
dungeon.
the pandemic, when there were services for people. But typically, funeral homes leave those postings up for quite a few years.
That bat is deadly and a half. Anyway, like I said, Schoolder story, legit impressive. I am interested to see where it goes from here. And wow, are we doing some Zelda things? Because as you can see,
this is totally
there are literally a bunch of blocks that swap color when you hit them. How cool is that? And see, this is the one problem with the game, and this is not a big problem, but I will say it is a minor problem with the game. I feel like there's probably a little too much combat in this game. Like, because the combat's very awkward and weird, and you have to, like, use your shield and also get powers. It's a whole thing. But other than that, like, I'm all on board for Schoolder story. Anyway, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons for that coming up. Questions, suggestions, related whatnots, go in the comment section below the video. We will see you back here for more new and upcoming games. But until then, I'd like to say that's right. Au revoir. Perfect timing. Think that's hurting him? It's honestly impossible to tell. Whoa!
Have a good night, Coffee. Did you already stop the broadcast?
No.
Oh, yay! Have a good night, Coffee.
Am I supposed to do something with it? What's his health? Oh, I just noticed he's a giant cactus. It's weird that I didn't notice that before.
Boingy, boing.
He does love boingy boingy.
Boingy, boingy, boingy.
I thought he was going to shoot that in such a way that I was able to catch it and hit these two triggers, because maybe that's how you're supposed to kill him?
Boingy, boingy, boingy. Maybe.
Yeah, see, he's not really shooting anywhere near me. Just like completely random shots. Very frustrating. Alright, so. I'm trying to collect it on my shield, and it's just not going well. Very weird.
That is very weird.
Alright, here we go. He could not have thrown those further away from me if he tried.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's
Like,
actively
are they
trying
going
not
in
to
the
hit
same
me.
direction every time he...
No, look.
No, yeah, it seems
Totally
completely
randomized. Don't worry about it, Maddie.
No, Maddie.
People need to talk about stuff from time to time, and yes, it's a chill stream, but if you want to chat about stuff, you can chat about stuff.
And you clearly got us on a tangent about Canadian history and politics.
And more importantly, how much I hate Dr. Phil. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. What a stupid way to fight a boss. Look.
What are you supposed to do?
You have to get the slime power, trick him into jumping onto spikes, and then hit the button to make the spikes pop up.
Okay.
That is ridiculous, game.
That
Come
is
on.
very ridiculous.
It's
Okay.
such a cool game, though. All right, we are going to wrap up the stream as I end this game.
Woo!
Thanks again. We really appreciate you all
I
dropping
stayed
by.
awake for the whole stream.
It's really not like you at all.
I'm so proud, guys.
I'm proud of you, too.
So proud.
Say goodnight to Streaky the Super Cat, who had a great time being on the stream. We'll see you back here for more new and upcoming games, but until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir.